Hello and welcome to another episode of Do Go On. My name is Dave Warnicky, and as always, I'm here with Jess Perkins and Matt Stewart.
Hello, Dave. Hello,
Hey,
Matt.
Dave. Hey, Jess. How good is it to be alive?
It is. Stop trying to make that your catchphrase. And it is great to be alive because this week we are joined by a very special guest, our dear friend Michelle Brasier.
It's good to be alive. That's
Yeah.
my catchphrase.
Hey,
no.
you're welcome to it, honestly.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It really works from Michelle.
Yeah.
You've got a real zest for life.
Yeah, thanks. People stop me in the street. They go, say it. And I go, oh, how good's it to be alive? And they go, she said it. They want me to film it for their Instagram story.
Oh, yeah.
What can you say that website is cameo.com? Check me out. $500 a pop. I will say how good is it to be alive.
$500 that's pretty good.
Are you on Cameo?
Matt is.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you? They
I'm on
asked me,
it.
they
Yeah.
sent me an email and they said, do you want to go on Cameo? And I said, I don't know. I talked to some of my friends. They said, don't do it, Michelle. But
You're
then
better than that.
But
they
then whenever
said.
somebody
Don't stoop.
whenever someone messages me and says, oh, my brother's sick and he likes you, or it's my friend's birthday, then I'll just make a video for free like a fucking chump.
You idiot.
I should get on Cameo.
Get on Cameo. If you're already doing it,
Yeah.
you know?
Because how do you say no? How do you go, oh, no.
No, I don't care about your sick brother.
It's like,
That's how you do it. Easy.
No.
That's what I do.
but that's not my brand.
Like I
love
care.
to be alive.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I'm a rude dude.
Everyone
Me
knows.
personally. Everyone knows. Jess Perkins, rude dude. She doesn't give no shits.
You were banned from Cameo for offending their clientele.
I said for $50, I'll tell you to fuck off. I'll do it for free.
Look, if you are desperate to give us money in exchange for seeing us, you can do that in person. All of us sitting at this table recording this podcast because we've got some shows coming up. The Melbourne Comedy Festival, our quiz show on Monday nights at the Melbourne Town Hall, is selling like moderately good hotcakes.
Yeah. Like hotcakes where people go, it's like a food truck at some sort of festival and people go, oh, you got some of those hotcakes, are they good? And you go, yeah, they're pretty good.
The saying never mentions the quality of the hotcakes. It just sell, I think it just means hotcakes sell. I don't
Okay.
know what they are, but
Pancakes.
now I understand that
Yeah.
saying. Man, I want to go buy some hotcakes right now.
Yeah.
That's what hotcakes and pancakes.
What did you think it was, like a cake, like a chocolate cake
I just
that
thought
had
it
been
was
heated?
straight out of the oven.
Like a melting chocolate cake.
Oh, maybe it is that. I don't know.
No,
Listen,
your
hey,
thing makes way more sense.
I thought they were.
Yeah. They're little
Pancakes.
pancakes. Anyway,
Anyway,
Dave did a beautiful segue and we fucked it
We've
immediately.
derailed that. Yeah.
so that show is at the Town Hall April 4, 11 and 18. And thank you so much to everyone that has bought tickets. And we are very pleased to announce that we are also, around the same time, decided that we're also going to do some live podcasts.
Yeah.
Some live Do Go On shows. So that's the quiz show with us and guests, which is going to be a lot of fun. But the live podcast, we're doing those on Sunday nights at the European Beer Cafe. Tickets are on sale now. And I believe it is 8:45 is the time, I believe.
I
You
think so.
booked it,
Yeah,
Dave.
I don't know.
We have no idea.
But as we've discovered,
know.
my Google Calendar is very overwhelming. So that's April 3, 10, 17 and 24 at the European Beer Cafe. Just like usual, we're going to do some live podcasts. You can buy a season pass for a discount where you get 4 shows for the price of 3. And you can hit up our website, dogoonpod.com, or there's a ticket link in the show notes, which we'd love to see you there. And Michelle, people can see you at the Melbourne Comedy Festival hitting up the big stage.
Oh yeah, look out! It's I tell you what, it is quite a big bit of pressure to be putting me on that stage, isn't it?
Nah.
No
That'll be
worries.
fine.
Yeah, no, I'm performing at the Art Centre.
That's so cool.
It's very hoity-toity and it's very exciting. I loved the Art Centre. When I first moved to Melbourne, I was like, I'm obsessed. I lived across from the stage door and I was like, let me in. Let me be in gauze and dolls. Let me in.
And now they're letting you in.
Yeah, now they're letting me in. So I'm very excited.
I bet you didn't open with that story though, did you, when you were booking the venue?
Yeah. I said to my manager, I said, if they're not interested at first, let them know there's a great story behind this. I
Yeah.
used to stand by the door and say, let me in.
They're like, oh, we do know her, actually.
She's not supposed to come
We
here.
had a picture of her up in the staff room.
And that's the picture that they're using for the poster.
Beautiful.
For my new show. Yeah. I'm very excited. It's just
New
Fridays
show's called
and
Don't Let Her In. It's got a big cross through your face.
yeah, it's an interactive piece where the staff try and fight me away. Dunk me out the front of the National Gallery of Victoria little pool that they've got there. Yes.
But what is the show actually called?
It's called Reform. So I'm touring in Melbourne. I'm doing Reform, and then in a bunch of other places, I'm still doing Average Bear from last year, which was award-winning and definitely good. This year, it's not finished yet, but it will be good. It's about getting scammed by a guy online and then becoming his best friend. And yes, it is a true story. And I have been speaking to a therapist.
Yes, but has he?
No, he's been speaking to me. That's the whole point. That's the whole point.
Which is good for the show. If you're talking to a therapist, you wouldn't have any of that material.
No, because if I was a certified therapist, you see, I'd have to keep it all to myself.
Yeah.
But because I'm not,
You're a certified
I'm
comedian.
exploiting.
Yes.
Who's exploiting who, you know? Yes, he scammed me and took my money, but how much is, you know, in ticket sales?
Yeah.
I'm going to recoup.
Now, technically, that's research, and that is tax deductible.
That's tax deductible. That's exactly
So
right.
the amount that he's ripped you off, you will actually be able to claim that.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So that's good news for you.
good news.
And one other show that people might have forgotten to mention as well. Dave, I know Dave's personally excited about it. It's a show I'm doing with Alistair Trombo-Birchall called...
Honk honk.
Thank you so much.
Hubba hubba.
Ring-a-ding-ding.
Ring-a-ding-ding.
Ding. Thank you. I don't know why that is so hard to remember.
Honk honk hubba hubba ring a ding ding.
Yeah.
It is possibly the best title of the festival this year.
That is the best title of the festival, absolutely.
It's on the second half of the festival. I can't remember the venue, but the link is
He just gave me shit for the
in
time.
the show notes, I think. And if you look, you just go, for all these shows, go to comedyfestival.com.au and search them. Apart from our live podcast, which...
I think we left it too late to get in this year.
So...
It's Bard's Apothecary,
that's where
which
I'm
sounds
on.
like a magic shop.
I'm on at Bard's Apothecary.
The first he's heard of it.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
It's got 9 5-star reviews.
It sounds like a venue that was set up
On
by
Google.
the guy that Michelle's been chatting to online.
Yeah,
Like, that does
how
not
much,
exist.
How much did you pay for
I've
it?
never heard those words together before.
Did he, has Bard asked
thought-
you to be his emergency contact? Because I think this is a similar story.
I'm looking forward to it. No, that sounds great. Apothecary. Is
yeah,
that right?
yeah, that's
Yeah,
absolutely right.
that's
That's
like
exactly
a-
right.
That's an old-timey pharmacy, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Bard, that's Shakespeare. This place sounds like it's going to be full of cool people. So I'm looking forward
At
to
the
getting
ticket.
there.
Good morrow, sir. May I interest thee in a ticket today?
Anyway, so we've gone on a massive sidetrack. I think before we go on, I would say the coolest people in the world, I reckon, are the people who are going to have tickets to all of those shows. we just
Oh,
mentioned.
collect them
Imagine
all.
getting bingo.
Yeah.
Actually, do you know what? If you can prove to me via Instagram that you got bingo, I will make a video for your sick brother.
Wow.
Will you meet them at the stage door?
Yeah.
If you don't
where
have
I
a
play
sick
Jess
brother-
and I say, fuck you.
Yeah. That's fun.
Nah, I would never.
Hey,
I would never be mean.
Dave, Michelle hasn't been on before. She might not fully understand how the show
I'm
works.
always on this podcast.
Oh, my God.
I'm on this podcast every single week.
Well, in that case, you want to explain it for me, Dave, because I've forgotten.
Yeah, we usually, for the first time, we've turned Michelle's mic on. Usually, she
Okay.
just hangs out.
Always here.
Great to have you actually talking this week. But what we do here, Matt, is we take it in turns to report on a topic often suggested to us by one of the listeners. That person goes away, does a bit of research, brings it back to the group in the form of a report. The other three, as it is this week, will sit politely as Michelle regales us with a report. And to get us onto your topic, Michelle, we always start with a question.
Yes.
Do you have a question?
I do. Okay, what billion-dollar franchise
Ooh.
has just announced Jason Momoa will be joining?
Harry Potter?
No, Dave. Dave?
Well,
No, Dave.
No, Dave.
Are you Dave or are you Matt?
I'm
Which
Matt.
one's Jess?
A lot of people do get confused.
No, Matt.
Not normally when they're in the room with us, but no, but Harry
Does it
Potter.
ever happen when they're friends with you in real life? Does that ever happen
Yeah,
or
no,
just
it probably
now?
does.
Yeah.
I'm not good with names or faces, so I understand.
or film franchises, as it turns out. Harry Potter.
Yeah, no, it's Harry
He
Potter.
could be a cool wizard. Some
Yeah.
of them had
No,
long
because-
hair.
and they're doing the prequels. With
Oh,
the
so he could be like
things.
Hagrid's hot dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they do. What's the prequels about? The guy with the big bag of dogs?
Oh, what?
Go with
There's
the
a
big bag of
prequel where the
dogs.
guy's got a big bag of magical dogs and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Do you?
I do know exactly what you're talking
Please help me out then.
I don't know what you're talking
about.
about.
The magical creatures, and he's got the little guy.
Yeah.
Fantastic Beasts.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to
Beasts.
Find Them.
Yeah.
And then The Crimes of Grindelwald.
Yes.
And then Dumbledore's
Is that what we're
origin
talking
story.
about today?
No.
Okay.
Great.
This was a good use of time, though. Don't cut this.
Well, I think I might know the answer.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
No,
Is-
wait. We got an email from one of our listeners, the one who always keeps track of who has won.
Yeah.
And he's broken it down into each year, and I've only won in 2017.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, good luck because
And
it's.
so it's Fast and Furious down.
I was going to get in there.
What I was going to say is I really need to start actually jumping in when I know the answer.
Also, Jess hasn't been on the show the last 2 weeks, so.
Yeah, I need this.
Jason Momoa's going to be... Yeah, right. Because didn't The Rock... He doesn't like Vin Diesel.
Well, we will get into that.
Oh.
I feel like
We will get into
probably
that.
in a few hours' time.
In a couple of hours. This is quite a big franchise.
And I don't know the story at all, but I just naturally feel like The Rock's probably in the right.
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like my dads are fighting and I don't know what to do about
Yeah,
it.
it's hard.
I'm finding it really difficult.
I'm sorry you're
I
going
don't
through
know,
this
I'm not-
challenging time.
Thank you.
That wasn't me judging Vin Diesel at all. I don't know anything about it. Just The Rock seems like
He seems
a
like
nice,
such
like a nice man.
such a He's an every dad. He's everyone's dad.
Yeah.
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 My
I
dad
love
looks
my
like
dad.
that.
Yeah. I love
Same.
my dad, The Rock.
I love my dad, The Rock. It's hard.
Now,
Dwayne the Dad Johnson.
for anybody who doesn't know this, you, Michelle, are a big, big fan of
Yeah.
the Fast and Furious franchise.
Yeah, so I've just been bothering you guys for a bit, saying, "Can I come on and do the Fast and the Furious?"
Well, that's a good clue. What? You weren't saying that to me.
yeah, no, I should have asked you. Sorry.
That would have really helped me with my guess. I wouldn't have wasted our time on Harry Potter before.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I'm sorry, Matt.
I just thought the Vin Diesel and The Rock, they have both played weird.
You don't have to say the for Vin Diesel.
Oh, okay, sorry. Vin Diesel and Rock, they both were in kids' movies where they played like, one played a fairy godmother and another one played like a pacifier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a coincidence? Does that come up in the report?
It doesn't come up in the
Okay,
report, so I'm
interesting.
glad you've covered it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
because
really glad
people
you've
would
covered
be
it.
Tooth Fairy.
emailing in.
I think The Rock plays a tooth fairy.
Yep.
And I think
Vin Diesel.
plays
The
a babysitter.
Yep.
It's not as closely tied together as I thought it was.
No, I think he did really good there.
But they're both kids' movies with action stars.
Yeah, exactly.
Arnold Schwarzenegger started it with Kindergarten Cop.
I would say they're movies for the family. Not even just kids can watch them. Grown-ups can enjoy them.
Yeah, The Rock could take us to go see The Pacifier
I'd be
on
fine
a
with
family
that.
day out.
Yeah, I love that from The Rock, my dad. But anyway, yeah, there is a lot to this franchise.
There is
and
a
you're
lot.
obviously very passionate as well. And you have told us you've written a lot.
I've written so much. So this is mostly just me trying to get you all up to speed.
Okay.
You, my friends, so that you will come to the cinema and watch Fast 10.
Yeah.
Fast 10 your seatbelts. With
No.
Is that what they've gone with? That's
no,
great.
but I'm really hoping.
Oh my
they
God,
will.
that's so good.
It's not official, but I'm sure it will. I'm
Yeah.
sure it will be called Fast 10 your
Surely.
seatbelts. And if not, they know where to find me. They
Yeah.
know where to find my agent.
Oh, they're definitely going to go with like Fast X or something, aren't they?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
And the problem is not those guys don't wear seatbelts. They're better than both.
They do wear seatbelts sometimes.
Sometimes.
Clever.
Better than
Sometimes.
none.
Yeah.
You know?
They got, there's a lot going on. There's safety. It's
Yeah.
you take the risks you need to take. But yeah, so I'm just going to tell you guys basically everything that happens in every goddamn movie. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit about that movie, but it's mostly just me retelling the movie. So if you haven't seen the movies, this is going to be great for
Yeah.
you. If you have seen the movies, I'm not sure if you'll enjoy this or not.
I reckon you probably still will.
Well, I read the plot recaps on Wikipedia and they're rubbish. I did use some of them.
Yeah.
But they don't even talk about the fun bits. So there's a lot of boring. You can tell when I get excited in this
Okay.
report.
That'll
I
be
think
fun.
You
That's
can
so
tell-
cool that you found that website, wikipedia.org.
I heard it from listening to the podcast.
Oh, right, because I just only found it in recent weeks. And
Yeah.
it's amazing.
It's
It
incredible.
just has everything you need to know about the Fast and the Furious
Yeah, well,
franchise.
when you said on the podcast, and I was sitting in the corner while
right.
we were all recording my podcast, my mic was off, but you wouldn't have heard me. I was actually screaming at my iPod.
Right.
saying, I love this website. Wow.
Yeah.
That's why it doesn't record as well, because I've just been screaming at my iPod.
Right.
I haven't had a full microphone.
I'm having all
until
these
now.
flashbacks to previous recording sessions, and these, like, in the corner of my memories, there's you sitting there,
Yeah.
crouched in the corner.
A little gremlin.
I never
Yeah.
noticed before.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
there. She's always been there.
I've always been there. No one remembers when they met me.
Oh, God. I don't think I do remember when I met you.
No one actually does, usually. They're always like, I've known you forever. And I'm like, no, I grew up in Wagga. You didn't know me. I wasn't at the
together.
formal.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you were the prom queen? No.
No,
I was
thank
in-
you.
I was in Wagga.
Were you
Thank you for
there
shooting.
for my birth? I think you were there for my birth.
I was there for that.
Yeah.
I was there. I'll go to everyone's birth.
In the corner.
Yeah, in the corner, a gremlin yelling at an iPod.
Anyway, please.
Okay. All right. So The Fast and the Furious, the first film, is based on an article called Racerx.
I love that it's based
On
on
an
article.
An article. So it was greenlit before it had a script. This was like an article, and then they wanted to make it into a film, and they were like, yes. The studio was just like, yes, we will make this into a film, and then they had to write a script, which is like rare.
Yeah.
It's not, an existing comic book. It's literally just like this article.
And
So it's by, yes?
Racerx, I just want to say that they've gone with the X. So if they do call it Fast and Furious
Yeah.
X, that is a
I guess-
throwback.
yeah, maybe that would be good to
They
call it
could, they could call it
Racerx.
Fast and the Furious in brackets Racer and then X.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be the most convoluted one they've had.
But what about
I really
Fast
want-
10 Your
It's
Seatbelt?
really funny.
That's very good.
I loved Jason Momoa in Fast 10 Your Seatbelt.
At the very least, it's got to be like the catchphrase on the poster.
Yeah. Racerx. Anyway, Racerx by Kenneth Lee, which was published in Vibe magazine, which we all know and love.
Love it.
In 1998. It's about a street racer from Washington Heights, which sounds like a musical to me. They should have made it.
He's a street racer, but he really wants to bake.
Yeah. And then it's sort of like street racing culture in New York in general. In the article, it talks about how this is a real melting pot of cultures. So there's like people from the Dominican Republic, there's Puerto Rican people, Chinese, Filipino, Italian. It's a real cultural melting pot, which is very exciting. It's reflected in the storytelling of the films, which is actually very progressive and new for when this first film came out. In the first film, I do say that a lot of the crew are white in the first film, but it changes, and I will get to that because they die. There is always a token white guy, and maybe one or two women. So it was ahead of the times. That said, there are a lot of tiny girls in skirts at the races, and to watch at the car races, and to watch these films, you can really see the evolution of what's attractive in a butt.
Yeah.
Like you can see like what butts we liked then
Yeah.
and what butts we like now.
Oh, they should do one of those things where the butt just morphs as time goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change.
Well, I was thinking about not doing a report and just doing that.
Yeah. All right, now look at this slideshow.
We don't upload a podcast this week. It's just a short video. And you go, I get it. I
Yeah.
actually get it.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's about butts, and it's a huge franchise. That it starts as street racing cars and crime, and then it really morphs into this kind of more large-scale heist movies, and there's a fun group of characters. It's mostly about family. Let's dive in. Also, there is a 1955 film that is also called The Fast and the Furious, not connected.
Oh.
They just, Universal made a deal and got the rights to the title. It's
Wow,
about...
they love that title.
Yeah, they loved it. It was going to be called something else that I didn't write down. Unfortunately, I didn't write that down. So
That's okay.
Someone
can't tell you
will
what
be
it
yelling
was.
that at their iPod right
Someone
now.
will be like, oh yeah, I do want to say, listen, a lot of the sources for this are Wikipedia and just what I remember. So I don't want you to get mad at me Don't get mad at me. I won't be able to cope with it. Released in June 2001 and directed by Rob Cohen, The Fast and the Furious told the story of Brian O'Connor, played by Paul Walker. Heard of him?
Yep.
Yes.
Familiar.
His name was Brian O'Connor.
Brian
Yeah,
O'Connor.
Brian.
Oh,
Brian.
my granddad's name. Great name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love it.
Brian O'Connor.
Brian O'Connor.
Wow.
That's cool.
Was Paul Walker, did he play your grandfather as well?
Yeah.
Oh, incredible. Amazing.
That's what a weird coincidence.
He's always there, Paul Walker.
Yeah.
In the corner,
Yep.
like a gremlin. A cop who goes undercover to bust a gang of illegal street racers helmed by Vincent Diesel's Dominic Toretto. Now, Dominic Toretto, even though obviously The Rock is all of our dad, Dominic is really the daddy.
Yes.
Toretto is the dad. I might refer to him as Dom. I might refer to him as Toretto. I might refer to him as Vincent Diesel. It's one man.
But never the Vin Diesel.
Never Vince the Diesel or the Vin Diesel.
That can't be his real name, right? Vin Diesel.
I don't know. I think so. I believe. I
You
choose
don't
to
want to
believe.
find out that it's
I
not.
wanna know.
I'm much more of a Mulder than a Scully.
I don't think it is his real name, and I also believe he has a twin.
Oh,
He does
yes,
have a twin.
Wouldn't
yes.
that be weird?
Yeah.
But so does Paul Walker. Doesn't Paul Walker have it? No, not a twin.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We will
yeah.
get to
Mark
that.
Sinclair. Oh,
What?
Wish I didn't know that.
His name is Mark
Mark
Sinclair.
Sinclair.
You idiot.
That's
Why have you done
I
this?
I don't know
hate
I
it.
did that.
I don't want to know that
Sorry,
either.
everybody.
God.
Oh,
Hi, Mark. Nice to meet you.
Oh.
What?
Mark Sinclair. How do you do?
But imagine being like, well, that's Mark Sinclair. We went to high school together, and him being like, no, I'm called Vincent Diesel.
Oh man, that's a real rebrand.
It's really funny.
Like, you have to leave your life behind. It's basically witness protection at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, you can't keep anyone. No,
No.
one's going to
Nah.
be like,
Vin.
Vin.
Sorry, are you serious? Diesel.
So funny.
Diesel.
But anyway, that's his name.
Okay.
And
yep.
we've got to respect that.
We'll
You know
we'll
the
go with that.
musician Diesel, the
Yes.
Australian musician. His name's Mark as well.
Is it? Is there a connection?
What's going on? What have we uncovered here? Isn't his real name Mark Lizotte?
I don't know,
what?
but I think we've said too much.
Yeah, and that
Oh, yeah,
brand
don't- shush,
Diesel
shush, guys.
was originally called Mark.
Careful.
I used to wear Mark jeans. Diesel of jeans brand.
And I used to just put a guy named Mark into my car.
Throw him in the engine, pedal away, Mark.
Pedal away. It was great. Speaking of cars, back to the report. Brian falls in love with Toretto's sister, Mia. He falls in love with her he turns up and eats her tuna sandwiches all the time. And he's just eating these sandwiches and
Glad you
Dom's like,
finished that sentence. He turns up and eats her. What? I don't remember that.
yeah, it's a
part.
cannibalism film. Or a horny one.
Yeah.
Or a horny cannibalism film. And I think it spans all genres.
It's beautiful.
Army Hammer is involved.
Yeah.
Heard about something about that this week. All right.
This week you heard about that.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a while ago.
I just told him about Omicron.
Okay.
So don't worry about it.
I've got a lot of terms muted on Twitter,
including Army Hammer.
cannibalism and Army Hammer.
Just in case it ever came up
So,
together.
so he's turning up just eating her tuna sandwiches. Is she like locking the door? What's the situation there, Mia?
No, she likes him. She thinks it's cute. But she's obviously like, I know my sandwiches are a bit shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's the milkshake that brings the boys to the yard. But
And the milkshakes have changed over the years.
they have
Notice that?
changed over the years. So
I think what people are looking for in milkshakes has changed over
Yeah.
the years, and that's really
that's absolutely
a beautiful
right.
commentary.
you can see it.
Yeah.
Milkshakes used to be tiny.
Yeah.
Now
big old
everyone's getting
milkshakes.
more milk sucked out of their straw to put into their milkshake. It's amazing.
Beautiful.
Wouldn't believe it. He's Kim Kardashian. Anyway, she's responsible for a cultural movement. Could have done, the Kardashians didn't. He falls in love with Mia. He soon finds himself sucked into this world of Dom Toretto, fast cars, and DVD player heists. That's right. That's what he's undercover to find. Who's taken these DVD players? They're coming for trucks.
And I think the first one, and it might be one of the only ones I've seen and remember, it's they're selling DVDs, but is it also DVD TV combos?
Yes, and DVD VCR combos. So it's like there's a bunch of different ones. You can see the boxes. You can pause it and like zoom in and be like, oh,
Is it product placement-y? Like, is it pretty obvious?
Yeah, I mean, I can picture it pretty clearly, so they must linger on it for a while, but I have watched these films quite a bit. Also, this franchise has a history of doing product placement without getting paid. So, like, they'd always drink Coronas, always drink Corona beers.
Yeah.
And they apparently just have not had a partnership with them. I was trying to find the information about this, and then inexplicably, in one film, they're drinking Budweisers, and then they're back and they're like, well, as long as you're drinking a Corona, and they're drinking Coronas again. And it's like it's like Corona is like, you know how like New York City is a character in Sex and the City? Coronas are like a character and they're part of the family. Yeah. Anyway. DVD player heists. Brian proves himself to Dom by taking part in a street race. He narrowly comes second to Dom, who uses NOS, which is also another character in the nitrous oxide, I think it's called.
Are they sponsored by NOS? Is that product placement?
I would say so. Yeah. It's like a green thing that I don't know if it's magic or real. And when they press the button, the car goes sort of on fire and quick.
Really fast, yeah.
Very quick. Very fast. Very furious.
When I was looking for a new second-hand car this time last year, I took one for a test drive and I was like, this is beautiful. Love the sat nav.
Yep.
Love the power steering.
Oh, beautiful.
One question: where is the NOS?
Where's the NOS?
Where's the button for the NOS?
Yeah, where's your NOS button? I know it's different in every car, so
it is different in every car.
I can't see. Like I figured out how to open the bonnet and how to get the petrol thing open, but where's the NOS
Like
button?
I've tried opening the top of the gear stick to find the little button.
Is there a trick to that? Is it more of a twist rather than a flick up?
Yeah, it's tough when you can't find the NOS. But Brian uses his NOS a bit too early, which is embarrassing.
Aww.
Finishes a bit early.
And not everyone has.
He went early with the NOS.
Went too hard too early. And so Dom wins. Now Brian has bet his car, which is a 10-second car. And a 10-second car is a car that can do a quarter mile in less than 11 seconds.
Okay.
So he owes Dom his car because Dom wins, right? But the cops turn up, break up the street chase. Brian pulls up, saves Dom from the cops, and then he sort of wins his trust. It's a big, epic car chase, one of the first ones that we ever see. But now they've accidentally been car chased into enemy territory.
Right up the butt.
And our villain is Johnny Tran. Johnny Tran and his gang blow up Brian's car, which is actually Dom's new car now because Dom won it in the race. And Dom iconically says, you owe me a 10-second car. Now remember this. This will come back.
Okay.
He says
Too
that
many
to
times.
Paul Walker, or he says that to Dom Tran?
He says it to Paul Walker.
Right.
Johnny Tran blew up the car. Dom is who he is.
So surely the guy who blew up the car is the one who owes him a car.
Yeah, I don't see how that's
It's
Brian's
not
problem.
Brian's
I mean,
car
Brian
anymore.
gave you the car and said, okay, fair, you win the car. And then your car got blown up and you said, you, previous owner, owe me another one. That's not how it works.
True. But I think Paul Walker was still driving the car, but he did save Dom's life.
Yeah, okay.
So it's unclear. But Dom's it's a bit of a joke.
Right.
Yeah,
You owe me a
it's a
10-second car. Well, you owe me your fucking life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think if he said that, then Dom would be fair in saying, ease up, mate. I was just having a bit of a
I was being lighthearted. We've just been through something quite scary.
I deal with my trauma by having a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get that. I had
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
This is how I deal with
Takes
my
things
trauma.
personally.
I've been in real fucking up.
Fuck, I'm also secretly a cop, so...
I've got a lot on my plate. What's going on in my head right now?
I've got to pretend to be this different guy. Got a little tuna sandwich. I don't even like tuna.
Yeah, I'm allergic. I've got to take an EpiPen with me every time I go visit your sister.
Anyway, forget I said any of that. Let's get back into the character. Okay, I'm a criminal. Let's go and action.
We also meet Letty in this film, a big character, part of the family. Dom's girlfriend, played by Michelle Rodriguez, who's part of the gang. She's very good at driving and she's really surly. She always looks really cross in this film. She's just
She looks cross in every film.
Yeah.
She's just a cross-looking person.
Well, apparently she's been working on it. She's done interviews and she said she's been trying to like bring a bit more to the character of Letty than just her surliness.
Bringing it up.
What?
She's
Give
been working on
constructive feedback.
Well, yeah, she knows, okay?
Okay, great.
She's
Well, perfect.
working
As
on
long
it.
as she knows. And she's working. That's amazing. Good for her.
It is good. And that's
for
all we can
Michelle
ask.
Rodriguez.
She's just listening to this podcast to try and enjoy a recap of all the movies she's been in. She doesn't need to hear this from you.
I'm sure she has feedback for me. And to that I say, fuck you.
She's actually very interesting. So Michelle Rodriguez is like refused a lot of roles in Hollywood because she says she doesn't want to just play the girlfriend. So in this film, even though it's one of her first sort of big things, she's definitely playing a girlfriend, but she drives and she's very active in the gang, and she steals the DVD players and all the cool stuff.
Do we need to explain to younger listeners what DVD players are?
Oh
no, Google it.
Yeah.
I don't care about you. You've got so much life ahead of you.
You know what a DVD player is. VHS, I understand, might be a little more confusing, but...
Laptop. It's a laptop.
Yeah.
With Netflix on it.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Each movie's on its own portable disc. Oh, all right.
I don't think you
disc
need to
is
explain what a DVD is.
What's a disc? How do you explain a disc to someone who
Little
doesn't know?
Like a coaster. It's like a coaster, but big.
It's like a coaster with a movie on it.
Kids all know coasters.
Yeah.
Kids love coasters.
Gen Z, they love coasters.
They love coasters.
Oh, they love
Not on the good coffee table.
They love to protect their furniture.
That's their main concern. So Brian is slowly figuring out that this is definitely the gang that is stealing the DVD players. He has infiltrated the correct gang.
He's walked into Dom's house and there's 50,000 DVD players.
He's like, I
hang on
might
a
be
sec.
right.
Yeah.
Or he could be a hoarder.
Yeah. Do you guys love movies or what?
yeah.
How many movies you watch at one time, do you
Yeah,
reckon?
Dom, are you a cinephile?
Yeah, and he is. So
Man,
jokes on him.
I just don't. I don't understand how people can do it. Go undercover like that and not feel real bad when they're making someone be their friend just to fuck them over.
Well, he's honestly really bad at it.
Okay.
He's really bad at going undercover. He goes undercover a bunch of times in these films, and every time it goes wrong. Every single time. And they keep being like, you're our best guy. We're going to get you back in the FBI and put you back undercover. And he's like, okay. He just like joins whatever gang. Like it doesn't work ever for him. But good on him. Good on him for being a loyal person, not to the cops, but to his family. La Familia. So Dom and Letty and the gang go out for... I'm not telling you the rest of the gang because they sort of die and they're not very important. There's one guy called Vince. He comes back one time. He's very boring. He's another white guy. Dom and Letty and the gang go out for a big finale, hijacking trucks, carrying DVD players one more time. Maybe even CD-ROMs. Who knows?
Wow.
This is the money one.
But no floppy disks.
No floppy disks. That's silly.
Yeah, that would be silly. Come on, this is not...
What is this?
That's silly.
What is this? Antitrust? The movie with Ryan Philippe, where he's a hacker. It's commonly known and a normal reference to make.
We all love it.
But Brian knows it's not safe now because the truck drivers have wised up and now they've got guns.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you know how some women, we walk with our keys between our fists?
Yeah.
So now, because of Dom, guns in every truck.
Between their fists.
Between their fingers.
Ready to go.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
actually really hard.
Really hard.
Probably
Probably.
so silly. They'd already have keys for the trucks.
Yeah,
Why
that's
also
true. They
have a
could just
gun?
use the keys.
Just use the keys.
Just use the keys. Well, you need the key to drive because it's always when the truck is driving.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. So
Get a second set of keys.
You could get a second set of keys.
Also-
But it's easy to get a gun in America.
And also, but if you're a truck driver and someone's going to steal your DVD players, surely you're just going to go, all right.
Yeah.
DVD players.
I'm not going to risk my life.
Like,
for
how
this.
much is a DVD player? Even in their prime, how expensive
I
were
think
they?
like $150.
I think
What?
They got pretty expensive. I reckon they would have you could have got a real good quality one for $700.
And how was it better?
I don't know.
It probably would, if you paid for one that would like go VHS and DVD
Yeah.
that would do one to the other, like that would also record.
Oh, yeah.
Remember
Okay.
sometimes you could
Yeah.
get that
And then
they
there
would
was-
Oh, they'd be
record.
expensive,
The
yeah.
Blu-ray ones.
Yeah, Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Do they ever have like the
Less.
DVD version of a 5-disc changer? So you could have 5 separate movies in
God,
there.
that'd be
And you
good.
could just
Oh.
go between them. So if you wanted to watch the first 5 Fast and the Furious movies, you wouldn't even have to get off the couch.
Just put them on shuffle.
I'd love that.
Yeah, you would love that.
I would love that.
But now you don't have to get off the couch, mate.
That's true. They autoplay.
Yeah.
They
It
do.
just starts the next one.
They do autoplay. I stayed up after writing this report. I stayed up until 1 a.m. because I was just like, I'm going to watch F9 again. Just watched it again. Tim was like, are you finished? I was like, I'm nearly finished. Just checking something.
You go to bed. I'll be
You go to bed.
soon.
Night. So Brian knows it's safe because they've got guns now. And Brian goes to Mia. He's like, we got to go get Dom. And she's like, what's going on? And he's like, I'm a cop. And she's like, what? And he's like, trust me. And she's like, okay. The women aren't very active in the first film.
Okay.
So her and Brian, they get in the car. Vince, one of Dom's crew, the other guy, one of the white guys, very boring. He's fine. He's one of Dom's crew. He's critically injured, and Brian breaks his cover by calling a police ambulance, which is a thing, I guess, a police ambulance helicopter in for him. So he's like, he's gonna die, and he's like, officer down, in front of Dom. And Dom's like, what the hell? Fuck? Everyone's like, whoa. So there's a bit of a showdown where one of the crew, Jesse, who is actually the best, I haven't talked about him very much, he's a nerd, but he dies. He gets shot. So don't worry about it. He gets shot by Johnny Tran's crew. Guys, I have just left so much out of this, and there's so much to go. Anyway, he gets shot by Johnny Tran's crew. Brian and Dom take down Johnny Tran's crew, as well as racing a train, which is a normal thing to do. And they
did they just sort of got sort of sidetracked, and
they
were next to a train, and the train driver looked at them, and then they looked back at him, and they're like, yeah, let's go for it. And then they
it's kind of that.
Well, it was more like when they do it on Top Gear, and they see like one of them rides a bike, and one of them is in a car, and one of them's on a train, and they see who gets there first.
Right.
It was more that. It was
one
more of a
them's on
science
horse.
experiment.
Yeah. Now, there's like a train coming, and they're like, we can beat the train, and they like jump across the train tracks, just nearly miss, getting hit by the
train. Those
train.
level crossings, I tell you what,
They're
we
dangerous.
gotta get rid of them.
We do need to get rid of them. They're very dangerous.
It's taken a long time, but they're slowly. Was that in Melbourne?
Because
if
this
that was
in
filmed
Melbourne.
now, a lot of them are gone now.
Yeah, no, you can see it was the one of the ones in Brunswick. It's gone now. Rest in peace. And so they total Toretto's dad's car. And now Dom needs to get away from the cops still because obviously, he's got caught. But Brian is like, I owe you a 10-second car. So Brian gives him his car so he can get away. So Dom's on the run. He runs away. And Brian obviously is not allowed to be a cop anymore because of the crimes. He flees to Miami where he becomes a street racer. We don't actually see that in the film. We see that instead in a little short film, first of the series. There are a few. Called The Turbocharged Prelude for Too Fast, Too Furious.
That's fun.
Yeah. So we just see him basically leave and go to Miami.
That feels ahead of its time or something, like making bonus web only mini movies.
Yeah, how were people watching it back then though? Did you have to buy the DVD?
It was an extra, a DVD extra.
Right.
And then I think it was also released in cinemas at the same time as Too Fast, Too Furious as a little I guess when the trailers played.
Oh, yeah.
Because it only goes for 10 minutes. So we just see what happens where he goes.
When does Nicolas Cage get into this? He's got to get that Shelby.
Fast 10.
Right.
Yeah.
Fasten your seatbelt.
Yeah. Okay, so fun facts. Eminem was originally approached to play Brian.
Oh, that makes sense.
Imagine Eminem, but he did 8 Mile instead.
Okay. And that went pretty well for him.
That went pretty well.
Yeah, but does it have the 10th version of it coming up?
Exactly. 18th mile.
Yeah, there's no 18th mile.
I assume that's how it would go, right?
8/10th your seatbelt. Does that work?
Honestly,
I don't get the other one you were doing before.
Oh, God. It was very successful.
Mm-hmm.
Don't cut that. It was very successful. The budget was $38 million. It made $207 million.
Wow.
Whoa.
Prior to filming, Jordana Brewster, who plays Mia, the sister, and Brian's love interest, the tuna gal, and Michelle Rodriguez did not have driver's licenses, which is very depressing. But they took driving lessons during production, and everyone went and did. They drove Formula One stunt cars and learned how to drive.
That would be so fun.
It would be really, really cool. I got to drive a Formula One car with a Formula One driver in it once.
What?
You got to drive
You would
it.
have really had to squeeze in the cockpit there.
Yeah, well,
I call them cockpits.
No,
Wait,
let me go back. I did not drive a Formula One car. I lied to you. I drove a Formula One driver and then he drove his car. But I drove him in our car. Oh, no. It was for an ad for the car, which is Renault. It was in a Renault ad. His name is Kevin Magnussen. And
he's a proper guy.
Yeah, and I got to drive. I'd never heard of him at the time, and lucky because I was just being like, oh, imagine if we had it was all improvised ad, and I was like, imagine if we had kids, if you were the mum and I was if I was the mum and you were the dad, just imagine as a joke, and just had funny banter with him, and his whole thing was just being uncomfortable with me. And that was fine because English is not his first language and he's never met me and he was jet lagged and it was so absurd. And I chased him around a Formula One track. It was amazing. It was really, really fun.
That's great.
And they let me crash the car.
Was that aired in Australia?
It was just on the internet.
Yeah, right.
I think you have to really deep dive for it.
Wow.
I've got a copy of some of it.
Are you
That's pretty
okay with
fun.
us sharing
You've got a
that?
copy
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
some of it.
Yeah.
And
But there were
Some
a
of
few. There was a series of
Yeah.
them that were released.
have you kept up with Kevin?
Yeah, we're best. Yeah, we've got kids now.
Oh, love that
Yeah.
for you and Kevin.
Yeah, we've got
Manifested
kids. Yeah.
So, just a side note as well. We've just sort of summarised the first of 9 movies.
yeah, and it's been about
about half an
20
hour.
20 years.
Yeah.
So
I'm
Listen.
gonna. This is my choice. You guys do whatever you want to do, Matt and
Okay.
Dave. I'm gonna shut up for a little bit.
Okay.
Let some of the summaries happen.
okay, well, I'll try and cherry pick.
No.
No, I should, Jess.
This first one, that was important though. I'm guessing
Yeah.
there was no
They get
plan
less and less.
for it to be a long series at the start. It was just
No.
it was a movie based on an article.
Yes.
It
Which-
couldn't
that's
be based on
wild.
anything smaller than that. Maybe off
No.
like a memory. A memory
little
of
dream.
movie based on a memory.
Someone comes in and pitches a movie. So I kind of remember this thing.
Yeah, this idea.
It's based
but-
on a dream.
They're like, green light.
Yeah, you can
there's
have it.
I was floating, and they were like, "We love it."
Yeah, it's not really a memory, more of a feeling. A memory of a feeling I had.
So Ja Rule has a cameo in this as like a street racer guy. He refused to reprise the role though in Too Fast, Too Furious. He thought he was too good for the Fast and Furious franchise. And so they instead approached rapper Ludacris.
And Ja Rule went on to do the Fire Festival.
Yeah. So who's an idiot now?
Well, I'm not going to answer that.
Okay. Well, I would, and it's Ja Rule, in my personal opinion. He was paid $15,000 for the first one,
That is not a lot of money.
but he's only in like one scene.
Yeah, okay.
And
I mean, it is a lot of money. I should say not a lot of money to be in a big Hollywood film.
No.
I'm not going around saying $15,000. That's not a lot of money. Just in case
No
anyone's
thanks.
at home going,
Yeah.
how much money does Matt carry around in his pockets?
And I was going to offer Matt $15,000 for a small task, and now I guess he won't
Look,
do
I'm
it.
happy to. I'd be in a whole movie and more.
Guys,
I'll come.
you should see how much Matt is charging on Cameo.
Yeah, it's
25 grand for a 30-second
and
video.
people are paying it. People are paying it. That's what's
paying it.
crazy.
I paid. I've paid for a couple. But he was offered $500,000 to be in the sequel, and he said, "Nah, don't worry about it." He just didn't take their calls. He was like, "No, I'm not doing that. It's not good for me creatively and artistically."
Okay, General.
And listen, Too Fast, Too Furious was not incredibly successful. So at first, it was probably a good idea. But Ludacris's character Tej was very successful and stayed on through the whole thing.
Wow.
So you know, who's an idiot again?
Too
Ja
Fast,
Rule.
Too Furious.
Too Fast,
Wasn't-
Too Furious. The numbers.
That wasn't popular. I have
It was popular, but it wasn't critically acclaimed.
an ex-girlfriend of mine was obsessed with them, so I watched them with her
Me.
up to a
Yeah.
certain point. Yeah,
Me
and
Are you two
Me and
okay?
I
Nate
knew
used to
you were
date.
familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew you were.
I was
familiar.
negging him before.
But they, yeah. So I think maybe up to the first 4 or 5 or something. I've
See,
seen.
I think it gets really good at 5.
Okay. Well, I was enjoying them, and that includes. I watched Tokyo Drift as well.
Yep.
Is that what's that officially the third one or
It
unofficially?
came out third,
Yeah,
but it is not third.
not
in-
canonically.
Not canonically. No, not canonically third. So in Too Fast, Too Furious, it was directed by John Singleton, who'd previously directed Boys in the Hood. We see Brian's new life as a street racer. Ludacris's Tej is running the races. We also meet Suki, who has this fucking incredible Barbie-looking like pink car that's actually just a fresh coat of paint on Johnny Tran's car from the first film. Oh, I forgot to tell you how many cars. So in The Fast and the Furious, 78 cars were wrecked in the filming.
Wow.
78.
Yes.
Okay.
I will do a running tally.
Oh, great.
Body count.
And I've got that from a website, driving website called driven.nz. So I'm sure that's where I get all my news. And I'm sure it's
you simply
reliable.
must.
Simply must. Anyway, Brian's back. He's a street racer. Everything's fine. But then the cops are like, hey, we're going to break up this street race. And Brian, we want you back in the FBI.
That seems pretty plausible,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And he's got to take down an Argentinian drug dealer. They have already got one undercover agent, so I don't know why they need him. Her name's Monica Fuentes. She's played by Eva Mendes, my dog's namesake. So she's there, and then he joins her with also, he's like, I'm going to choose my own partner. I'm going to choose my own, police partner. And they're like, well, you already have Monica. And he's like, no. And he goes and he gets Roman Pierce, played by Tyrese Gibson, who is huge huge character now. Roman has just gotten out of jail. He doesn't trust Brian because he's like, well, I just found out you're a cop and you're my childhood friend. Anyway, they go and do it. They steal a bunch of cars. The best stunt in this. So I will skip this. It doesn't really matter. They take down the drug lord. They get the money. They go up a ramp and they jump onto a boat in a car. Very, very good. In addition to this, there's a bit where the cops think that Roman and Brian are running. They're like, oh no, they're running away. But they're not running away. The cops are just babies, honestly. They're just behaving like children.
Why would you think that Paul Walker would be running away like he did at the end of the first film?
Yeah, why wouldn't you trust him?
Yeah.
Why are they being weird?
And he picked his own police partner
Who was a
not
criminal.
Yeah.
Who had
I don't
previously
think that's how the
stolen
police work.
cars.
And the partner didn't initially want to do it because he was like, "You're a cop."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Yeah, and I
I'm
want you to be a cop."
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
yeah, all right.
but they do it in exchange for clean records. They want a
Okay.
clean record. So they're like, yeah, we'll do it. Anyway, they're carrying money for this drug lord. And then the cops think they're running with the money. They drive into this warehouse because they're being followed by the cops. And when they're in the warehouse, the garage doors come down. They get surrounded by the cops. This is the most like exciting. This is the first time in the Fast and Furious franchise when I was like, yay! They're in there. They're in there. And the cops are like, they're surrounded now. What are they going to do? And then the garage doors come up and just hundreds of high performance vehicles in all these different multicolors come out and they don't know. And they're going in different directions. The cops are like, oh no, which one is it? Like they're all dressed like Wall-E. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're like, I don't know which one's which. And they follow the cars that they think are Brian and Roman, but they are driven by Suki and Tej.
The old switcheroo.
And they drive a Camaro up a ramp onto a moving yacht, which is the best stunt. Vin Diesel didn't return because he didn't like the script and he wanted to focus on the Chronicles of Riddick,
Oh,
which is
okay.
a franchise he is obsessed with. He's obsessed with this franchise. He played Riddick. Have you
I
seen?
don't know it.
I definitely know the poster, saw the trailers. I didn't think it looked good, and that was even when I was like 12. I didn't think it looked good. So.
Yeah, me too. I haven't seen it, so
But has there been sequels? Has it been a franchise?
there have been sequels.
Oh.
Yes, there have been sequels. So, he's done okay. But honestly, Fast and Furious probably done a bit more for him.
Yeah, but a bit better.
Yeah, a bit more for Vincent. The Vincent.
Do they think that's why it didn't do as well as the box office? Because it didn't have Ja Rule? I mean...
Yeah, there's articles about it.
Didn't have
Where
the
was
Ja
Ja
Rule.
Rule? Yeah, I think Ja is just Spanish for the.
Yeah.
Where is the rule?
Okay, so 130 cars were destroyed in Too Fast, Too
Whoa.
Furious.
It's a lot more than the first one.
It is a lot more, but they did have that scene with hundreds and hundreds of cars.
Yeah.
Although I think a lot of those cars were probably CGI cars. Sad.
Oh, do you reckon?
It's fun to look
Breaks
back
the heart.
at the first one and maybe the second one too, because at the time I was like, these cars are so cool. And now I look back and I'm like, oh, that's a 1999 Honda S2000.
Yeah, there's a lot of like Nissan Skylines. Like, there's a lot of $35,000 cars
Honda
that
S2000,
now are
that's a beautiful
$600,000
automobile.
cars or like $1 million cars
Yeah.
because of this franchise. But at the
Yeah.
time, it was like, oh, it's a Nissan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Toot toot. Hop in, toot toot.
Let's go to the shops.
They're all very
Mum
souped up.
needs milk.
Yeah, but it's because these people aren't like rich.
Yeah.
They love cars and they're really good at making cars go broom.
I'm just realising this is our third episode in a row that is car related.
It is.
We're becoming a car pod.
Oh no! Well, I have specifically not talked about cars very much because I thought it might get boring. So that's good. Okay, Tokyo Drift. I moved through that second one quite
You
quickly.
nailed that. That was amazing.
That was great. So Tokyo Drift, I remember seeing this one at the cinema.
Yeah, I saw this one too. It's got a different guy in it.
Different guy. Yeah, different guy.
It's also got Brad from Home Improvement.
Brad. Who's Brad from Home
The
Improvement?
oldest, the oldest son.
Hang on, I've just
I
got to look
didn't
him
know
up.
he was in that.
Oh, have I made that up?
I don't know. I'm just
I'm
googling
not
this
doubting
very
you.
quickly.
I'm amazed by that reference.
Zachary Ty Bryan.
It's a pretty incredible fact that you've chosen to make up. I'll just slip in this bit of made up information.
Wow. Okay. Zachary Ty.
I feel like he was one of the mainish guys. Maybe he was like the enemy of the main guy or something.
I think he was the friend. I think he plays one. Yeah, he plays Clay. Yeah. Well, he's not like. Yeah, he's fine. He's not. He doesn't come up.
He doesn't come up.
But I don't want to talk about Tokyo Drift too much because, again, it's like, we're
It's
really
not
focusing on the
part of
familiar.
story, is it?
No,
It's sort of on-
well, it is. Canonically, it is. And it comes back. Let me just. You'll be
Oh,
shocked.
that's
You'll
fun.
go, oh.
This
and-
has made me already. I'm thinking I'm doing the marathon.
Me too.
Oh, well, that's good because I'll stop the report because I really just wanted you guys to. watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
I'll stop now.
I'm always looking for a franchise to watch.
I love this franchise. I love it. And people always say to me, Michelle, I didn't expect that about you. And I say, you don't fucking know me, you dog.
That's right.
You're not La Familia.
You're not. Anyway, Tokyo Drift, third film in terms of release, but chronologically it is actually the sixth film, and that's if we're not including the short films in the series.
Right.
For the sake of time, and because I love getting tweeted at, I'm going to mostly exclude this film. But the things you need to know are it's set in Japan, where we meet our new token white guy, Sean, who is not Brian.
Yeah, that's important to know.
Important to know, not Brian. So Brian's not back for this. This is a whole new cast. And Han, who is a very good character, who is actually from a different film from the director Justin Lin, who directed this film, Better Luck Tomorrow.
Oh.
So Han is from a different movie, and then Justin Lin, who is a very good director, was like, I'm going to put that character from Better Luck Tomorrow in this film, and canonically, it's the same character.
So
same
Better
actor.
Luck Tomorrow's
What?
in the Furious
In the Greater
verse.
Fast and Furious
Furyverse.
Furyverse. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's interesting.
It is, yeah. Han is street racing. So we're in Tokyo, by the way. We're in Tokyo. Han is street racing. He's also working for a guy whose uncle is in the Yakuza. Now, Han is skimming a bit off the top from this guy. He gets caught, and during a car chase, his car gets T-boned and explodes. So Sean, the guy, the Brian guy, he's sort of the main guy in this film, but he's not really important. Han is. Brian's other guy, Sean's just like, he's here. He's got a military dad living in Tokyo.
Yeah.
He's been
He was
in
an
a bit of
exchange
trouble.
student or something?
Yeah, well, he's just like, he was getting in trouble. And so they were like, you're going to stay with your dad in Tokyo. And he was like, I love racing. But
Yeah.
he learns how to drift.
Right.
Because he's good at racing, but he's not good at drifting.
Yeah.
Which is, in Tokyo, you drift. That's how you get around. We all know that.
We all know.
You got the Shinkansen and you've got drifting.
Yeah.
Those are your options. I've been to Japan. Bow Wow is in this film.
Yeah.
Not Lil anymore.
Not Lil. He's
But
a
was
big
he?
Bow Wow.
But was he Lil then?
He was not Lil at the time.
He hasn't been
Fair
Lil
enough.
for ages.
Yeah.
No, he's been big.
I love that was he the one that made it a thing? Because there's so many Lils.
Yeah,
Lil
maybe.
Nas
I
X
think-
at the moment.
Lil Bow Wow, Lil John,
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
He's definitely the first Lil I was aware
I
of.
reckon
Me
he's
too.
The first one to grow out of it as well, because he's still Lil Wayne, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's about 40 years old.
Yeah, it's a big ego thing. What are you sold?
You're not little anymore
You're
at
not
all,
little.
Wayne.
Like Young Thug is now like 60
Medium
or something.
Wayne.
Yeah,
Call
but
me Medium Wayne.
But you can't be a cool rapper and your name's Wayne. So you have to stay Lil Wayne, don't you?
Yeah.
Have you heard the latest Wayne album? Oh.
He could have dropped Wayne altogether.
Some of the members of Weezer have started a new band, and it's called Wayne. Anyway,
Fountains of Wayne, that was a band.
Fountains of Wayne.
Don't know anything more, but
Stacey's mum. Did they do Stacey's
they
mum?
might have done.
Ah.
Oh, they did Stacey's mum. I've
I
heard
think
she's
they
hot
did.
in that song. So
I
don't
don't
know
believe
if that's
everything you
related
hear
here.
from Fountains of Wayne. So anyway, Han's car gets T-boned. It explodes.
Yep.
This is very important. That's the most important thing. Fun fact, they couldn't get the filming permits in Tokyo, so they just went ahead and shot it without permission.
Wow.
So I got this from Wikipedia. So Justin Lin said, I wanted to shoot in Shibuya. So have you guys been to Shibuya? It's
No.
picture Tokyo and the crossing, the big crossing.
I have been there, yes.
That crossing is in Shibuya. It's a very busy place. It's the most crowded place in Tokyo. And he said, the cops, they're all so polite. It takes 10 minutes for them to come over and kick you out. So he was just like, yeah, we'll just do it.
10 minutes at a time.
10 minutes at a time. And unknown to Lynn. So he didn't know this, but the studio hired a fall guy who, when the cops did come, stood up and said, I am Spartacus. And then he went to prison
they were
for the
confused.
night.
They're
Just
like,
for the
"What's
night.
Spartacus, what are you saying? What?
But they were very polite about it.
What?
Yeah.
It was his job to just go, yep, that's me, off to prison
I'm
I
the
go.
director. Good night. Yeah. We just spent one night in jail. I think that's quite common in Japan. Like we do. I think if you're like drunk on the street, they'll put you in jail for the night maybe. Oh no, that's normal here. I think that's normal.
Wow.
I think it's a normal thing to do. I don't know.
Yeah, the drunk tank. It's in Fairy Tale of New York. They mention it.
And the
that's in
drunk
New York.
tank. Yeah.
Which is actually about Japan.
And that's about Japan. That's
Yeah,
set.
yeah.
Fairy Tale of New York is set in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually set at Tokyo Disney.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
In Lil, New York.
Yeah,
Which
in
is a
Lil-
little section they have there.
Yeah. Tokyo Drift has a cameo from Vincent Diesel at the
Yeah.
very end. So he reprises his role of Dominic Toretto. He turns up to mourn Han, I think by challenging Sean to a race. He's like, hello, I'm here to collect my friend Han's things. Do you want to go for a little race?
Yeah.
We all grieve differently. And
Some people race, and that's all right.
yeah, and he comes to collect his things, and it's just to establish that Toretto knows Han, basically, that they are friends, rather than charging an acting fee for his cameo in this film. So he was uncredited, unpaid. He negotiated for the rights to the character Riddick in the Chronicles of Riddick, so that he could just really be in control of the Chronicles
he's
of Riddick.
obsessed with
He
this.
really should have
He's-
gone for the Vin Diesel character. No, that's him. He should have gone whatever
Mark
his character
Sinclair
in the...
No, wait.
What's his name in this?
Dominic.
Dominic
He should have.
Toretto.
He should have got that one instead.
Yeah, well, who can say? He later went on to star in and produce the 2004 movie Chronicles of Riddick, and then 249 cars were destroyed in
Whoa!
the making of
Ooh,
Tokyo
so it
Drift.
keeps going up.
By
We're gonna
big,
know.
in big ways.
Level
like,
up,
Yeah.
level up. Yeah,
It's not like it goes from 78 to 80.
Yeah.
It's like it's big numbers.
yeah.
They must feel the pressure each time to be like, fuck.
More
We gotta double
cars.
They've
this.
finished
yeah.
the shoot and they're like, we haven't even broken enough
You set
cars
fire
yet.
to that.
Yeah. so
Every-
they just go around the street burning cars.
They're setting
These all
fire
count.
to their
These
own
all count.
cars.
Yeah.
They
right.
can't get home from
Yeah.
the set.
There's a production cars.
Fire,
Give
burn
me that
'em.
car.
Burn 'em.
Everyone grab a wrench. Here we go.
So the two sequels have not sort of done as well at the box office as the first one. People are like, where's the family? We miss the family. And so Fast and Furious number 4 was released in 2009, but not before a short film called Los Bendoleros, which means the Outlaws. 20-minute short film. Written and directed by Vincent Diesel, which you can sort of tell with lines like, this weatherman.
Such a... I know where you're going already. Yeah, and you can sort of tell. What, because it's brilliant? I have a funny feeling it's not because it's brilliant.
There's this line that Letty says, and she's like, this weatherman, rain 1 minute, clouds the next, sunshine the next. It's like, no, that's not it. That's not the line. Did she get it wrong and they just didn't, and she tried to fix it and they were like, no, I think it's fine.
Leave the whole thing in.
No.
Like, what happened there?
Why
Anyway,
can you say that again?
rain 1 minute, clouds the next, sunshine the next. And she thinks about it. She has a bit of time. Rain 1 minute, clouds the next, sunshine the next. They're just sort of walking.
That's
You can't
beautiful.
see her
Rule of
saying it.
threes.
That's
Rule of
beautiful.
threes.
She could have done a VO.
I've seen people with that tattooed. And now I understand why. Beautiful.
You just hear Vin in the background yell, all right, we got it, move on.
yeah.
Next scene.
Anyway, so it's set in the Dominican Republic. There's a gas shortage, people having a rough time, a lot of poverty. Dom plays this kind of like Robin Hood character. He's playing like he's himself, but he's like a Robin Hood. He's stealing from the rich, giving to the poor.
You start giving out nos. Here you go.
Nos for the children, nos for your mother.
This will sort out your fire.
Yeah. So it's beautiful. It's basically just there. This 20-minute film. It's like the first 10 minutes are like a Spanish language kind of art house film, and then the second 10 minutes are a sort of a prequel to a porn with him and Letty. So Letty turns up in the Dominican Republic. They've obviously been separated when he's gone on the run. She turns up. He's like got women all over him, and he's just got his friend out of prison, and they're like hanging out on him, and she's like, I just had to follow the smell of skanks to find you. And he's like, ha ha hey. And she's like, ha ha hey. And then they kiss. And she's like, and she says in Spanish, I don't like that I can taste them on your mouth. Like, it's like,
Ew.
yeah, the subtitles say something about, I don't like their saliva, but it's like more in Spanish. I think it's more rude than that. Or maybe, I can't remember. I haven't seen it in a while. Anyway. It's a romantic montage. They get back together. This is the last 10 minutes of them is just them making out in a car, then making out in a kayak, then they're in a cave, then she talks about the weather. As far as I can see, no cars or kayaks destroyed.
And this is,
Disappointing.
he wrote this.
He wrote
He
this
wrote
and
in
he
a
directed
10-minute kissing
making
montage.
out. Yeah.
That quote you read out before, that sounds like porno script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Han is also there. That's important.
Okay.
Han's there
Sort of
living
in the
with
corner.
Dom.
Just
And he's got
crouched down.
yeah, and he's kind of got this girlfriend. Han's got this kind of girlfriend who has a sister. Yeah, it's not important. Well, it is, but it's not made to feel important. Anyway, Fast and Furious released in 2009. This is the 4th film.
And it's just called Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
See, I got this on DVD once and was confused. It was the first time I was trying to watch it in order. That just sounds like the first one.
It does. But this one's just, Fast and Furious.
Okay.
Clean it up.
Were they
They've
trying to
cleaned it
trick people into coming back to watch it again?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Directed again by Justin Lin and written by Chris Morgan, who's written most of these. He wrote Tokyo Drift. In the Dominican Republic, Dom and his crew, Letty, Tego and Rico, who are these sort of comedic relief Tweedledee and Tweedledum guys who don't get enough lines in my personal opinion. But we also have Roman and Tej who are also kind of comedic relief. So it's a bit... We've doubled up here and we don't want to fire you.
Are they doing any bits where like one of them's walking into the garage with a big plank of wood and he turns around and hits him on the back of the head?
Yeah, that's pretty much their job, yeah.
That's
like
when,
a toilet
when
explodes.
people say
on them in
comedic
one
relief,
time.
that's what I hear.
Yeah, it's basically that. It's just these two guys who are like blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But they're quite good at their
You
job and they're
think
good
Charlie
at driving.
Chaplin,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, they've got mustaches.
Yeah, I'm thinking funny little walks and stuff.
Yeah.
'Cause don't
Cara,
they start becoming more like genre films? Is this like the comedy one?
yeah, well, so they do start becoming more, they pick up a lot of comedy. They pick up a lot of, so Justin Lin, I think, directed some episodes of Community.
Right.
So he's quite funny. It starts to get a bit funny. The character of Han is quite funny. They really embrace the comedy. They start to know what this is and why we're here.
And it's taken them 4 films
It's
and
taken
a
them
couple of mini films to
Yeah.
get to a point where they know what it is.
Yeah, and I would honestly say they're starting now. They really get there in the next one. We're not halfway through. And anyway, so Cara, there's Cara. She's there. She's not important. She doesn't do anything. I don't know why she's there. Well, that's not true. She does hook one oil tanker at one point. Cara is horny for Han, and she's got a sister called Lisa, who we do not meet. Okay? But it's important that you know about that woman, Lisa, because she'll come back as Cardi B in about 600 films' time. They're hijacking fuel tankers. That's what the crew is doing at the moment. There's fuel shortage. So they're hijacking fuel tankers. We open on this like huge, amazing... The stunts are really exciting in this film. This is where it like... They're like, this is what people want. This is what we're coming for. So there's a fuel tanker heist that's gorgeous. Dom and Letty end up trapped between the tank of petrol and the truck itself. The truck...
So the tank isn't full of DVD players?
No, we've moved on. They've got all the DVD
Oh
players. So
my God.
they already have all... They've got a monopoly.
They got a world supply of DVD players.
Yeah.
No, but that's why people stopped using DVDs.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Because you just couldn't get your hands on them.
They were hoarding.
But I was about to say I've finally got... They're now getting something and it won't date, but it's going all electric cars. So in 10 years it's going to be like
date. Yeah.
petrol.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
What kind of petrol? What are we talking? We're talking Vin Diesel, unleaded,
Probably Vin Diesel, I'd
full
say.
leaded.
I didn't ask.
Couldn't you normally do that in a movie?
Pause. Excuse me.
Sorry. What kind of petrol is it got in that tank?
What's that costing by the litre? Do you do litres over? You don't.
$1.35.
Gallons?
It's not bad.
Is it by the
Not
gallon?
bad. I'll just pay for it. Not bad. Anyway, there's a scene where they are having this dramatic on the side of a cliff car chase with these fuel tankers. There is a truck on one end about to roll off a cliff. Dom and Letty are in their car, trapped between that and the on fire fuel tank that is rolling towards them down the hill. And Dom looks the tanker in the eye. like a 10-year-old girl figuring out when to enter the skipping rope.
Yes. You're doing the
Yeah,
hand
doing
motion.
the hands. And Letty goes, Dom. And then he just drives and just goes under this burning fuel tanker. And it's amazing.
Is
and
that
they
the second
make it.
time that you went, whoa?
Yeah. That
So
was
you,
my
you
second.
get one every
Whee!
movie or so.
Oh, so after this, it's just like every 45 seconds you're like, wee.
I probably haven't entered a skipping rope for easily 20 years.
Do you want to have a go? Do
I'm confident I can still do it.
you want to have a go on the mic, lead?
So my point is, I reckon once you've done it a few times, you know that rhythm.
Yeah.
I think Dom could sort of be like, yeah, I got this.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
driven under hundreds
You know?
of oil tankers.
I could do it now. I could do it. I could get into a skipping rope. Not
Yeah.
a double. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
But a single skipping rope, I could do it.
Absolutely.
I could do it.
Totally.
I reckon you could.
I reckon you could.
I reckon.
I mean, you've
But I
already
want you to
said
prove
can't.
I reckon I'm confident about it.
No, I reckon you could though.
Yeah.
Really good. You'd be really, really good.
Jess, honestly, believe in yourself. I think you can do it.
I do.
That's more like it.
Thanks, man. I needed you here.
So they survive this fuel tanker heist.
course
Dom starts to suspect that the police are on their trail. I think because like Han turns to him and he's like, I think the cops are on our trail. And Dom's like, oh, what should we do? And Han's like, I might go to Tokyo. And we're all like, no, don't go to Tokyo.
Oh.
No, Han, don't go to Tokyo.
Oh, no.
Anyway, so realizing that he must leave to protect everyone because the cops are really out for him.
For Han. Dom.
Dom leaves. He's like, I gotta go. Cops are onto us. I gotta go. And he's like, Letty, I gotta go. And she's like, no, we're a family. This is what we do. This is how we live, which becomes like a thing that keeps coming up. Dom sneaks away in the middle of the night, leaving his iconic cross necklace hanging on the nightstand next to a sleeping Letty. And that is a character as well, the necklace.
He'll be spewing when he realizes he accidentally left it.
He'll probably come back for it. Yeah. 3 months later, Dom is now living in Panama City. He gets a call from Mia, his sister, with the tuna sandwiches, tells him that Letty has been murdered.
What?
His girlfriend.
Yeah.
No.
Who's the actor playing Letty again?
Michelle Rodriguez. No. Yeah, she's been murdered. So Dom heads back to LA to go to her funeral. He doesn't actually go to it. He stands back because obviously there's cops.
Yep.
It's raining. Obviously, it's LA.
I saw a video recently which was showing like that. Apparently, that's a real movie cliche. The criminal watching the funeral.
Yeah.
And they cut a bunch of them together.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
It's a funny trope.
It is funny.
Because like I can still
around.
see you.
Yeah.
You're just over there in a suit.
You're normally on a hill. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't be any more visible.
Yeah, they're
up there.
always on a hill. What are they doing?
Yeah.
Sit in the car.
Yeah.
If you can see everybody at the funeral, they can see you.
Yeah, go on a plane over.
Yes.
Have a helicopter.
Get a drone.
Everett would be windy.
It would be funny if they just like panned from the funeral full of FBI people to like a bush, and there's someone just in a suit, just covered in dirt, just crawling through. I love you, Letty. Did that bush just speak?
The bush is crying. Anyway, so he's there, he's at the funeral, and then he goes to examine the crash site. He finds traces of nitromethane on the ground.
How does he find that?
Don't know. Well, he's smart. He
So what, he like licks it?
Yeah, he's like Bear Grylls. He's like, oh, I know what this. I guess it's like it's a car thing, and he
Yes.
knows what all the car stuff tastes like.
I love that just a random man
He's a
goes
chef.
to examine.
You can tell the spices.
Yeah.
You can tell. You know when there's turmeric.
Yeah, you're right.
Well,
You're
it's
right.
orange.
You do know when
That's
there's
easy.
turmeric. It
But you know when
stains
there's
everything.
cumin.
Yeah.
I know when there's cumin, but I am a chef. So anyway.
No, you're Michelle.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
God, thank God you're
This is
here.
why we
Wait.
broke up.
Wait, is
He's always telling me what I am.
your name is Michelle Brasier?
Yeah, that's my name.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I've been saying it wrong.
Anyway, so he visits the only car mechanic that sells nitromethane in LA. Very convenient.
Only
The
one.
only one.
That is
And
handy.
is like, tell me the name of the guy. And he says it's David Park. So he says it's David Park, and the only car that uses it is a green 1972 Ford Torino Sport. Right? Okay. So meanwhile, again, an FBI agent again, Brian O'Connor. So at the end of the Too Fast, Too Furious, Brian and Roman, they're like, we did it. And they get the money and they give it back to the FBI, except they keep one bag of the money. And they're like, let's open a garage. And so they just do that. That's the vibe, right? So he's in the FBI. It's fine. They haven't asked where's the missing money. Everything seems to be in order.
Sure.
You're an FBI again. He's trying to track down a drug lord, Braga. The drug lord is called Braga. His search leads him to David Park, the same guy that Dom is looking for. So Dom arrives at Park's apartment and he like hangs him out the window by his ankles, and then so Dom's holding him by his ankles, and then Brian comes and he's like, excuse me, I'm a police officer, I can't dangle men out, and he pulls him out and saves his life, and Park becomes the FBI's new informant.
Oh my God.
So he gets Brian into a street race. Brian selects a Nissan Skyline. Again, this is like a 35. I think this is the 30. I don't know. People are going to be yelling at their iPods. But anyway, he like modifies this car, and Dom modifies a Chevy, and he's like, yay, and they go. They meet Campos, who is a guy who does coffees. Who
You were mentioning a barista?
yeah.
You
He does the coffees.
skipped a lot of stuff in the last film.
They meet Campos when they go out for brunch.
Yeah,
it becomes a
Campos-
regular cafe.
Avocado on toast, no tuna.
This coffee has changed my life.
They meet Campos, who's Braga's second in command, as well as Giselle, who is played by Gal Gadot. Braga's liaison is her job. They're like kind of just like the pair who represent Braga. She reveals that the winner will become the last driver on a team that traffics heroin between the US-Mexico
winner will be.
border. Yeah, you win the opportunity to join the team.
To be a heroin mule.
To be a heroin mule. So it's an audition. I don't know if there's a dance call. It's not like maybe it's in the extended cut. But anyway, so they do that. Dom wins, obviously always wins. And Brian uses his power as an FBI agent to arrest another driver on the team and take his place.
Oh.
So he's back undercover.
That's kind of dodgy, Brian.
I know.
You didn't
I think Brian, honestly, I think Brian is a little bit dodgy.
Brian,
as a cop.
You didn't earn that spot.
I reckon he's crooked.
And what, you've arrested this guy for what, other crimes he's definitely done?
Yeah.
Okay, Brian.
Yeah. Pretty full on.
Dog. So Dom and Brian are both now in the heroin squad.
Yes.
But for different reasons. So Brian's trying to infiltrate the gang to arrest them, and Dom is trying to work out who killed his sister.
Yes.
Yeah,
They're there for two different reasons.
Right.
His girlfriend, not his sister.
Girlfriend, sorry, Letty.
His
Yes.
sister's still alive. Okay, so Dom notices Braga's henchman called Phoenix, but spelt Phenix. It's good to change it up. Drives the same Torino. Torino. So they drive across the border in these like underground tunnels, which was done by stunt drivers in really tiny spaces. It's really, if you watch any of the stunts, this is the that's this for this film. It's very, very exciting. And then he confronts Phoenix. He's like, "What's going on?" And Phoenix is like, "Yeah, I killed Letty. Letty was working for Braga, and also we kill everyone who does the job. So like once the job is done, we just kill everyone." And Letty found out. And so Letty got killed when she was trying to get away.
Did Rodriguez?
Yes.
Did she quit the series and that's why they killed her off, or do they always want to kill her off?
I don't want to spoil anything,
Ooh.
so I will come to that.
This whole episode is spoilers.
I will.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil specifically for you just yet.
Yeah, it's spoiled in real time.
Yeah, I feel like this is really hard to follow, but that's okay. So they're trafficking the heroin. Everything's going according to plan. Then they have this big fight. There's a big explosion because they're underground, and then they have a big fight. There's a lot going on. Like there's a big fight. Doesn't matter. Big fight. Letty's been killed. Everyone's very upset. They hijack a Hummer with $60 million worth of heroin in it.
That's
like in all the chaos at the big
heroin.
fight.
Is it a lot? I guess.
I think
probably
it's
a lot.
Back then.
You know? What's heroin going
Now
for?
heroin's...
2009's economy, yeah. Well,
Yeah. Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Brian
That's
and
good,
Dom.
I'd say a good amount. Not excessive.
Not excessive. But enough for bucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brian and Dom drive
It's a
back
hot
to
pink
LA.
Hummer.
Yeah, it's hot pink. Oh yeah, it's ripe for a hens or a bucks. They hide the heroin in a police impound lot. I don't know if that's hiding or if that's giving it to the cops. But I guess Brian's like, "Oh, I've got a cool place to hide it." They drive back to Dom's house where they see Dom's sister Mia, and obviously Mia and Brian are like, "We love each other," and it's beautiful.
Are they? But they're on again, off again, are they?
Yeah, well, because he's in the FBI and then he's not in the FBI, and it's like not really clear where she is.
Right. And how's Dom feel about Paul Walker's character, Brian, at this stage? Are they bros yet, or does Dom still like, "You're a dog"?
Well, it's a bit off and on because Dom just is about to find out that the last person to have contact with Letty was Brian. So Brian explains that Letty was working undercover, working for him. So he's got another ex-con to work as a little cop underneath him. So she was working for Braga for Paul Walker, Brian, because Brian said, I can do this deal for you. I'll be able to get Dom's record cleaned. So because she wants to be with Dom. She just wants Dom to come home. And he's run off in the middle of the night and she's gone, all right, the only way to fix this is to stop the cops from coming after Dom. And so she's done this risky job undercover. She's got caught out and she's been killed.
She's done it for love.
For love.
Wow. I wouldn't do that, to be honest. Do
No,
I
I would-
not know love?
Yeah, no, you don't know love. I would do it.
You wouldn't.
I do it every
you wouldn't
week
be
for
an
Tim.
undercover criminal
That's what we
to
do on the weekend.
expunge your partner's criminal record.
Nah.
You don't know that.
Don't tell him.
Guess what Jess said?
No, shut up.
I'm going to tell him.
No, tell him.
I don't want to work for Braga.
Work for Braga.
It's a very funny name.
Yeah, Braga.
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 Hi, I'm Braga.
It's very. I think it's very powerful. Yeah. Anyway, so they're having a little bit of a fight. They're trying to lure Braga into a trap.
A net.
With treats?
With treats, yeah, with treats. But then Braga is revealed as a decoy, and Campos, the coffee guy, is the real Braga.
No, not our coffee guy. I thought you
coffee
just brought
guy.
up the coffee guy for his coffee skills.
No, brought him up because he's a decoy. It's not really important, but I wanted to tell you. Escapes with Phoenix, and they go to Mexico. So there's like a whole chaos. Phoenix nearly runs over Giselle, who's Gal Gadot, and Dom saves her life. She's also, earlier than this, she's come on to him, and he's like, she does this thing where she's like, what do you look for in a woman? That's my Gal Gadot
Pretty good.
accent. And he's like, she's got to be, you got to look in her eyes and see 80% devil and 20% angel, and she's got to have this and this. And then she's like, that doesn't sound anything like me. And he's like, it ain't. Because he's only got eyes for Letty, even though she's dead.
Did Vin Diesel write this movie as well?
I think Gal Gadot wrote it. You know how the second Wonder Woman it feels like Gal Gadot wrote the second Wonder Woman film. Does it feel like that to any of you guys? I watched it. I was like, it's cute how they let her write, direct, star, produce, and shoot this herself.
Is that based on her video of celebrities singing?
No,
Imagine?
it's based on the film.
I haven't seen
Wonder
the
Woman
second one.
2.
I haven't brought myself to watch it.
Yeah. it
I
does-
loved Wonder
that's-
Woman, the first one.
I
Yeah.
did too. The second one was kind of fun, but yeah, it just felt like it jumped a bit in
Well,
tone.
yeah.
And
I would say it was as well written as my report, which is mostly Wikipedia and then just memories I've got. Which is, I think, what she did. Anyway, it's fine. So she's tried to come on. She's horny for Dom. That's fine. Dom's like, no. And then she's like, well, okay. Well, I guess I'm horny for Han now. So now she's horny for Han. But Dom saved her life. So she's kind of with the good guys. She helps them. She's like, here's where you can find Braga hiding. Okay. So Brian and Dom go to a church where Braga's hiding. They get him. They get Phoenix. There's a whole thing. I'm going to skip all of this.
When you say get him, do they arrest him or do they kill him?
I think they kill him.
Oh dear.
But it's not really important. So I
Okay.
can't really remember exactly what happens to him. But I think, anyway, Phoenix tries to kill Brian and Dom because Phoenix is kind of the second bad guy, but he's really quite bad. And Dom drives out of the tunnels and into Phoenix. He kills him, avenging Letty's death. But then police and helicopters approach the crash site, and Brian's like, Dom, you got to run. Dom's like, I'm not running anymore. And he's like, you have to go. And despite Brian's request for clemency, the judge sentences Dom to 25 years in prison.
Oh.
what's that for?
Because he's still on the run.
Right.
So because Michelle Rodriguez didn't catch Braga, so they haven't done the right. They haven't
Her
done
dying in the pursuit of it wasn't enough.
No, they don't care about crims.
Nah.
ACAB. Except the nice ones.
That's a good
The C
save.
in that
That's
is
a really
crims,
good save.
is it?
Huh?
Is the C in ACAB crims?
Yeah.
All crims.
All crims
are baddies.
boobies. Boobs.
Well, I think there's more nuance to it than that.
I
I
don't
think some
think so.
criminals are just trying to get their lovers, criminal records expunged.
Exactly. A tale as old as time itself.
Yeah.
Nah.
Don't do it.
All crims are boobs.
Just don't do crime.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just don't
Come
do crime.
on.
You are
You
naive.
wouldn't steal a car. Boom. From the
That's
DVD
good.
players.
Yeah. For the people who don't understand DVD players, they'll get that reference.
Yeah, they'll love that. Anyway, Brian resigns from the FBI because he's really pissy that he couldn't get Dom
Finally.
forgiven. And then the film ends with Dom on the prison bus in his
Yeah.
little oranges.
Was he driving?
He's not driving.
Oh
they didn't
my
let him
God.
drive. He's like, let me drive. I can go so much faster
Come
than
on.
this.
Honestly, I'm a really good
Did you see
driver.
the thing I did with the truck? I'm so good. I have done so much cool driving. They're like, shut up.
He's a real backseat driver.
It's really annoying. It's like, left here. It'll be quicker.
Yeah.
Hit the nose.
Slow down. Red light coming up.
That's red. That's red, mate.
I feel more confused after that one than the others.
Well, wait.
but I think it's
Wait,
because you
wait.
It
It's
gets
not
worse.
done. It's not done.
It's not done yet. Oh, good.
No, well, just he's in the prison bus on the way to prison, and we see Brian and Mia in their cars, and the gang, they're coming to save him. They're coming to attack the prison bus so they can break him out.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. And from here, I think the movies get quicker, and I am aware that the podcast has been going for 6 years.
You've actually nailed
Yes.
the timing of the last few. Like, you're doing great.
I'm sailing through.
Yeah.
Okay. 190 cars were wrecked in the making of Fast and Furious.
That's less.
Yeah, they've gone down.
Were they upset by that?
It's disappointing, actually.
But were they more valuable cars? Like this time there's Lambos, Ferraris.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a
full of
Hummer.
heroin.
We've got $60
Actually,
million
heroin
worth
in
of
it.
heroin.
Yeah.
That's true,
That
yeah.
takes a lot of budget. That's a lot. That's really taken up a lot.
The studio's like, couldn't you just do it with fake heroin? No.
No.
It's an authentic movie.
Their method. They do everything real.
Our meth is meth. We're method.
Yeah. Yeah, it's important. Fast 5 is the next one. Well, they really stopped trying with the names.
Is it actually the fifth one? It is now. So you know how they're Tokyo Drift? Do they, in the counting part, that's 3, but it's not 3 in the chronology?
I don't think
No.
they count it either. I just think it's sort of not counted. So in the
It is-
5, but the 5th one's actually the 6th if you include Tokyo Drift.
No, it's the 5th.
So it goes. Can you go back
The
to
Fast
what
and
we've
the
done so
Furious.
Yeah.
Too
Yes.
Fast, Too Furious.
Yes.
Tokyo Drift.
Yep.
Fast and Furious. Fast 5.
Oh, right. I didn't realize they counted Tokyo Drift as one.
They do. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. No, they count it, but it's chronologically it doesn't happen because obviously Han's walking around here
And was that
after he's been T-boned and exploded.
were they thinking that ahead of time, or were they like, oh, this Han character's cool. Too bad we killed him.
I think probably that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like that.
Yeah, I think they're like, this isn't wrong. I think about halfway through filming, they went, what if we go back in time a bit? So they just went back in time.
This guy rules.
Yeah, it's going fuck.
Either we
Let's
make
go
him
fucks.
the identical twin, or we say this is before he died.
I'm surprised they didn't. So it's very camp. It's a very camp series, and it's very sort of, the more it gets along, it's very much like a telenovela, like a real drama. And I love all the tropes of that. Anyway.
People coming back from the dead and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I look forward to. Fast 5, written by Chris Morgan, again, directed by Justin Lin, picks up exactly the moment Fast and Furious left off. So Brian and Mia, they're in the cars. They got the bus. They're coming for the bus.
Oh, okay.
They come and they break Dom out of the bus. So he's not going to the jail anymore. They quickly become America's most wanted, and they are again on the run.
How do they get him out of the bus again?
It's like a car chase. So the bus is on like a long stretch of road,
Yep.
and then it's just kind of how they hijack the DVDs.
Yeah.
The DVD players. It's the same. It's just a man.
I'm thinking of they do a similar thing in the A-Team. They break BA out of the...
Is there any crossover
prison
with
bus.
the 18?
I think it's canon.
Yeah.
No, I think it's canon.
They blow the door off in that one.
Yeah.
And he rides the door to
Oh,
safety.
fantastic.
Yeah,
And
that's a classic. Yeah.
and that crosses over with the Italian Job.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. We actually get the director of the Italian Job in one of these
Oh, wow. That makes sense.
films. Anyway,
Is it ironic that Paul Walker's often on the run or not?
what do
No.
you mean?
Because he's walking. Jesus
Oh, because
Christ.
because Walker.
Yeah, he's driving. It's sort of like the opposite of normative determinism in a lot of ways.
I guess it is. Yeah. If it was called Paul Driver,
Yeah.
that'd
That'd
be.
that'd
They
work.
should have got Minnie Driver to play the Paul Walker role.
Yeah, they approached.
Yeah.
They approached after Eminem.
She was busy.
Yeah. She was doing Chronicles of Riddick.
Really, she should have been in the Italian Job, Minnie Driver.
If she doesn't own a Mini, I'll be... and I really like Mini Driver, but if she doesn't own a Mini, she's lost me
That's
forever.
Very funny,
be-
man.
I'll
I'll
be
be
few.
fast and furious.
This is very much. I'm doing a book cheat on this. There's a little plug for your podcast.
That's right. If you prefer your movies in the form of books, you can check out Book Cheat.
Audiobooks.
You should do a book cheat episode about the article. This was
Racerx.
All right. Okay. So they're America's most wanted. They're on the run again. They go to Rio de Janeiro, which is actually filmed in Puerto Rico.
Huh.
So So different. But they do film a little bit in Rio. They're awaiting Dom's arrival. Mia and Brian, I don't know why they're I don't know why that is, but they're there first. Mia and Brian are there, and they join their friend Vince from the first film. Remember Vince?
Yeah.
Not Important Vince? He blew Brian's cover in the first place. Like, he's the one who got himself in trouble with the trucker.
He sort of, because he went against the orders or something, right? Is that how he blew the cover?
No, he got hurt, and
Right.
so Brian called the police ambulance for him.
Right.
I'm pretty sure. Again, I should have double checked that.
So he blew the cover by getting hurt.
Yeah, by getting hurt.
Okay.
But he was being
Yeah.
reckless. He was being reckless, and he always this is his whole thing. Is he's always like, I know better, and I want to be the leader, and he's just annoying. Anyway, Mia and Brian join Vince. He is also hanging out in Rio. They are on a job that Vince has organised.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's not organised, but he's gone, they need a couple more guys come and join this job. They're stealing some cars from a moving train. So this is a really good stunt movie. Brian and Mia get on the train and they're like going for the thing. Dom joins them as well. And Dom's like, I don't know about this. I don't feel very good about this. And Mia and Brian are like, there are agents on this train. Like, there are definitely like DEA agents. Yeah. So they're like, is it a setup? Like, what is this? And then they realize that the main guy that's like running this. His name's ZZ. He's very focused on one particular car. They're like, we're here to steal a bunch of cars, but they're like focused on one car, which is a Ford GT40. And
famous for driving around Le Mans, which we spoke about a couple of weeks ago.
Toot toot. So Dom's like, all right, Mia, steal that one. You're going to get that car. Because they're like, we'll get that car and you get the others. Because they realise that they're trying to like pin it on Dom and his crew. That they're trying to be like, we'll get away with the real car and you guys will be here. Anyway.
So they're like stealing like a bunch of Daewoos.
Yeah, Daewoos.
Dom's like, this is a bit fishy.
Why is this guy so obsessed with stealing a minivan?
They're all good cars, but there's something about this car. They don't know what it is. Not obvious.
So
Really?
they've been booked for this job
Yes.
by people that they don't really trust.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And DEA...
Because they're on the run. That's the drugs.
Right.
That's the drugs people.
Right. They're not after people who are stealing cars.
There's no department for stealing car.
Really?
I don't think so.
Nah, they don't care.
They should add a C to DEA.
Things like
DEAC,
drugs,
get them
murder,
involved.
crime.
Yeah.
Right.
Big
Crime.
small crime, little crimes. You know little crimes?
Yeah.
And then he got older and he dropped.
Yeah.
Now he's just crimes.
Yeah. Anyway, so Mia steals a car, which is very exciting. She's like, these cars are on a train. So they're on a moving train. They're in the desert. She steals the car first. And then it's very, very clear. Brian and Dom fight ZZ and his henchmen. Everyone's turning on everyone. ZZ kills the drug agents, the DEA agents assigned to the vehicles, to look after the vehicles. And Brian and Dom are captured and brought to a crime lord, Ray's. So he's the owner of the cars and he's also ZZ's boss. Ray's orders that the pair are like interrogated, and he wants to find out where this fucking car is, because that's the one car that he cares about. They escape and they retreat to their safe house. So they're just like, what have we just done? What's going on? But they're trying to survive. They're on the run. Dom, Brian and Mia, they're framed as the murderers of those DEA agents. And then the US government sends a crack team of security special agents led by Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Oh my goodness.
Now, this is when you reckon it starts getting good.
Toot, toot. Yeah,
That's
this
not
is
a
when it's
coincidence,
we're
I'm
1
guessing.
hour in. I love Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Luke, I do love him, although I did see he was like supporting in the whole Spotify thing. He said something, I don't know. I try not to think about it. Anyway, I love him. Luke Hobbs is his name, and he's assisted by an officer called Elena Neves. And Elena, she is like, he trusts her because he's like, I can see in your eyes that you've lost someone. You're not in this for the game. You're in this to make the world better. And she's like, yes, I lost my husband. And she's like this tiny little thing. And he's like, no, I look after you. And she's great. She's great. She's a good cop. Anyway, so they go to Rio to arrest this band of bandits for once and for all. So Brian, Dom and Mia are examining the car that they've stolen to try and figure out what's so fancy about this car. Was there drugs in the car? What's going on? Vince gets there. Vince arrives, and he's caught by Dom trying to remove a computer chip computer chip from the car.
Okay.
He admits he was going to sell the chip to Raze on his own and like freeze them out. And Dom's like, get out. Like, he's like, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
You know,
Yeah.
that's not what family does.
Yeah, we're
This is-
family.
we are a family. We are family?
Yeah.
What's the meme again?
He said, I don't got friends. I got family.
I got family.
Yeah. And
You need both, I reckon.
well, you do. That's just
I reckon it's okay to have friends.
Yeah, it's nice to have friends. Anyway, that's fine.
That's what I think.
He leaves and but Dom takes the chip. So Brian investigates the chip. He's like, this has the financial details of Ray's, the big criminal boss, his whole criminal empire, including...
Raise 10 City. Yes. Oh, wow.
Because the whole
So much makes sense.
the whole Tent Empire.
I can't even remember hearing his name. Is it Ray's or Reyes? Anyway, whatever it is. Including the locations of $100 million in cash. So Hobbs and his team...
So that computer chip was in the car.
It was in the car. Yeah, it was hidden in a car.
They hid it in
A normal place.
in $1 million
They
car.
didn't need to
They hid it
steal
in a
that
fancy
car.
car.
Why didn't they just go in and get the chip out?
They didn't know the chip. I don't know
Oh, not
why.
them, but
Oh,
I mean...
the other people?
the people who actually wanted it.
It's completely unclear.
Okay.
It's...
Why'd you sell
Listen, we don't let
Why'd
plot
you-
get in the way
you're right.
of a
Okay.
train with stolen cars in the desert. Like, we're not getting in the way of that.
They
That's
would have.
a
I'm
bit of
sure they
fun.
would have written it in. There'd be a reason, no doubt.
Yeah.
about
Oh,
it.
Matt, no. This is the wonderful thing about this franchise is they will just go, everyone's looking for... There's a sandwich and everyone needs it. It's a matter of national security. And everyone goes, well, we gotta go get
gotta
the
go
sandwich.
Steal this car.
There's no, like, you know, like a Marvel movie, they're like, this is the history of the
Yeah.
stone. And here's like years worth of context. They're like, there's stone who wants to go to stone. And everyone's like, okay. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
beautiful.
it. I like it. I like it that way. Don't waste my time with story.
I don't have story. I have family.
So Hobbs and his team arrive at Dom's safe house, but it's already under assault by Reyes's men. They're searching for the chip. Brian, Dom, and Mia escape after like a cool parkour chase across the favela. It's actually in Puerto Rico that they film it, but it is in Rio. And Dom's like, we got to get out of Rio. And Mia's like, I'm pregnant.
Oh my God.
She's pregnant with Brian's child.
Oh my God.
So Dom's like, okay, we'll stick together. We'll steal the money and we'll start a new life. One last job. One final job. Obviously, it's difficult to steal from like a lot of different places because they found all the different locations of this money. So they're like, okay, we're going to attack one of the locations and they just burn all of the money. They go there and they set fire to it and they're like, this is how powerful. It's like a power play.
Okay.
But
But they really could have used that money.
didn't
They could have just taken
wanna
it.
Do one last big job.
So just
Why
take
didn't
that
they
money.
Make that the last
You
big
found
job?
it.
well, it makes him like gather all his money. It makes him move his money.
Right.
Oh.
So they do that, and then they put all of the money into an evidence vault inside a police station. I can't remember why, and I did try and Google it and like watch this bit again, and I was like, I still don't know why they've done this. So
But
that's
again,
just what they did.
we don't need to know why.
It's
It's
not
just what
important.
They've done.
They just want to get it. And then, anyway, so they're there. They're having this time. It's hiding, right? And then they steal some Dodge Charger cop cars
Oh.
so they can blend in. So Vince joins them. Mia gets captured by Reyes's men, which like keeps happening to her. She's always getting in
Damsel.
trouble.
Real
She's so
damsel.
annoying. And then there's also a scene. There's a street race, of course, where Hobbs comes and Dom is like, hi. And Hobbs is like, you're under arrest, Dominic Toretto. And Dom turns around and is like, this is Brazil. And then everyone pulls a gun on Hobbs. Like, everyone. It's really cool.
He says, this is Brazil.
Yeah.
Is he putting his hands up in the air as he says
Right up in the air like
Oh.
the statue of Jesus. Yeah.
That's
This
so
is
good.
Brazil. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an interesting move.
I think it's really strong.
Yeah.
I mean,
And like, how did he orchestrate that when I say this is Brazil?
Yeah.
Everyone just get your gun out.
yeah.
Is
How
that
do they know?
Is that like a cultural thing in Rio? If you yell that out, everyone will pull a weapon
No.
just to back you up.
I
Oh,
think
now it is.
I pictured just before
When it
this,
happens whenever I yell it with my friends.
there
That's
would,
true.
it would have been like surprise party sort of things. All right, he's going to be here soon.
Yeah.
Now.
Everyone pretend like you're
signal
into the
is-
street race. Girls, get your bums out.
How
Bums
big
out,
are-
girls.
what size are we talking at the moment?
At this current time, they're getting a bit bigger. The
Okay.
bums are getting a bit bigger. The girls look like they've had a bit of bread, which is good for the
Yeah,
girls.
it's good to
good
have
for the
bread.
girls.
Fuck, I love bread.
So good.
Fucking love
Fantastic.
Yeah,
bread.
so's your butt. Your butt loves
Yeah,
bread.
but loves bread.
Yum, yum, yum.
Butt loves bread. The focus at the start is like boobs and small butt. And then now, slowly, butt. Only butt.
Only butt.
Only butt. You know that website? Only butt.
Only butt, yeah.
You can sign up. See someone's butt. That's funny. This is Brazil. Anyway, that's my favourite thing of the entire... That's my wee. Hobbs and his team eventually later on find and arrest Dom, Mia, Brian and Vince. So they're transporting them to the airport to go back to the US where they will be arrested and processed. But then the convoy is attacked by the bad guys, Reyes' men. And they kill Hobbs' team.
What?
And Hobbs is like, what the fuck is this? And then Dom saves Hobbs and his team. He's like, nah, this is not right. You should not be killed in this fight. And then now, La Familia.
Oh my God.
Now we're friends. Now we're friends. Vince is killed. Who cares?
So all it takes is save someone's life.
Yeah, that's what.
And then-
Okay, so basically, someone enters as a bad guy, and then their life is saved, and then now they're part of the family.
Wow.
That's that's the kind of pattern that's established from the last film onwards, which is great. So
It
he
even
wants,
happened in the first one, right? Paul Walker saved
yeah,
Vin Diesel's life. And
and he was the undercover cop. Yeah. So that's all you need to do. So Hobbs and Elena, who's the cop who lost her husband, agree to help with the heist. Elena, I don't know why they're like, yeah, let's help. Like,
What? Yeah.
they're just like, yeah, let's do it. We'll do it. Okay, sure.
Okay.
We're crims now.
Vin Diesel's very
they're sort of
charismatic.
very, very charismatic. I mean, it's not really that simple, but essentially they're just helping.
It's the right thing to do.
They're all exactly just help a brother out. Elena and Dom are very like horny for each other, and they have a little bit of a romance brewing. The gang breaks into the cop station where they have the vault, and they use two of these chargers, these big police chargers, to tear open the vault that has all the money through it, and then they drag it through the city while the police officers like chase them. So they're dragging. So they have cars dragging one big vault.
Yep.
As it bounces through the busy city
Yep.
streets.
Great.
Which is truly amazing. It's one of the best stunts. Like there's a lot of cars getting wrecked in this. It's just like bam, 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 everything explodes.
Cannot wait to hear the number.
Very, very good. Anyway, so Hobbs is like right at the end. They get there, they win. Hobbs is like, okay, kills Reyes. And then Hobbs is like, okay, Dom and Brian obviously can't let you go. That would be illegal. I am a very fancy policeman.
Yeah.
I can't let you go. But what I can do is give you 24 hours. You leave the vault with me, I'll give you 24 hours, which is kind of his version of a 10-second car. I'll give
Yeah.
you 24 hours. So they're like, all right, hooroo. But unbeknownst to Hobbs, they switched out the vault. And then we see like a play-by-play where they go under a tunnel. They like change the vaults. There's 2 vaults. They get all the money. They've got the vault. So this vault's useless. This is a dumb vault. Who cares about this vault? No one.
I can't let you go. But I can let you go for 24 hours.
Yeah, 24 hours.
Even
Yeah.
even a vault without stuff in it must, they're not free. It'd still be worth quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
That's
exactly
a nice
right.
vault.
Yeah, it's a
That's a
big
very
vault.
positive
Yeah.
spin on that. That's exactly right.
Yeah, those big vaults would go for a bit.
Yeah. that
What,
must-
50, 70 bucks?
Yeah, that's great.
I'm picturing
Do you know what I mean?
I'm
50, 70
picturing
bucks?
like one of,
You go to
at
Bunnings?
least 50, 70 bucks. In that ballpark.
If it's taking 2 cars to drag it, it's
Yeah.
got to be pretty big.
It's gotta be
It's got to
pretty
be
big.
50 to 70
like
bucks.
a small
I
bar
agree.
fridge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, it's not.
Maybe 45
Wouldn't
on
sneeze at
sale, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
At Aldi or something.
Yeah. They'd
on
have
a
a good
special.
one.
On a special.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or you can buy a 10-pack of them at Costco.
Yeah, you could.
That'd
Well,
be
they probably
more-
got a
that'd be
10-pack,
more,
so
yeah.
they could switch it. So they get the gang is like they're all over the world. They're all fine. They're all separate, but they're doing good. And they've gotten away. Hobbs
Okay.
is technically still chasing them, but they've gotten away, so it's fine.
Is he kind of half-assed chasing
Yeah, he's
them?
like, guys, come on.
I'll find you.
Guys.
Yeah, okay.
In a mid-credit scene, Hobbs is given a file by Monica. Remember Monica from being undercover in Too Fast, Too Furious? Eva
No.
Mendes.
Yes, yes.
She doesn't do
Yes.
much. But she's like, hey, there's been a military convoy in Berlin that's been hijacked, and here's some evidence. And he sees pictures of Letty. taking part in the heist.
But she died.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
that's what we
Is it
thought.
a zombie movie?
It's a zombie movie. Yeah. Now we go into zombie movie.
So is this them going, actually, she wants to come back, so we're bringing the character back, or was that always planned?
I don't
Do you
think it was
think?
always planned.
Oh,
I don't think much is planned.
Okay.
I think
It
they just
doesn't-
go with
yeah.
it as it comes along.
She wanted to not come back, but she had a great film idea that she was going to do the
Yeah.
Chronicles of
Big Dick.
Big Dick. Chronicles of Big Dick. I really didn't think that was going to be even that good.
Funny. All right. So this film is the first one to introduce 3 big Hollywood ideas into the franchise. Those being comedy,
Yep.
the heist tropes,
Love it.
and also Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
That's a big idea.
A
Big Hollywood idea.
Yeah, we've got 260 wrecked cars in this one, but they are expensive and fancy cars.
That's the highest number so far, I think.
I think it's the highest, or maybe there was one.
I think there was a 240
maybe
something.
Tokyo Drift. I can't remember. These are probably wrong as well.
No, they were from, what was it? Drive.nz.
Driven.nz. It's important. As I said before, they filmed this in Puerto Rico, and it injected like $27 million into the Puerto Rican economy.
Oh, that's
which
good.
is huge. Yeah.
Mate, they lost a lot of their best
Yeah.
cars.
They did destroy half their city too.
Yeah, they did.
By
They did
dragging.
do that. Yeah. No good. The reason Dwayne The Rock Johnson was in this is because Vin Diesel went on Facebook and was like, who do you guys reckon should be a villain? And they were like, Dwayne! Get
That's
Dwayne The Rock!
amazing.
And he was like, yeah, righto.
Someone tagged him and he wrote back and said, "I'll do it."
Yeah. I'll do it in exchange for a clean record.
That's amazing.
That's
Did
very
you
funny.
see that tweet? Adam Spencer did a happy birthday tweet to Will Anderson. They used to host Triple J Breakfast. And he said, at the end of the tweet, he said, and I'm sure your hero, The Rock, would say the same. And he tagged in The Rock. And then The Rock replied.
Oh my God.
Saying, I hope you have a great birthday. Because they posted a photo of when they interviewed The Rock way back.
Oh,
on Triple J
wow.
Breakfast. And he replied so nice. Yeah, he made a little joke. And
Oh my God.
it was real nice.
Yeah,
God,
he's
that's
such a
good.
he's
The
such a
Rock.
nice.
And it's so funny
He
to
seems like such a nice
see
dad.
Will Anderson, who, he's got like 500,000 followers on Twitter, and he's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, The Rock tweeted at me.
I feel like anyone would be very chuffed.
Yeah.
To get
Oh, no
attention.
doubt. But he's like, I think, at the next level. A few weeks back, Dave told us about Live Aid, and he was saying that all the biggest bands of the world are playing, but the MC that day was Jack Nicholson. Or Jack Nicholas. So
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
The actor, not the
And
golfer.
So it's like backstage, the biggest bands of the world are going, oh my God, that's Jack.
Yeah. Holy shit. One of the bands is like, I can't really remember my set because the whole time I was thinking, holy shit, that's Jack Nicholson.
That's amazing.
I think The Rock is
crazy.
the modern Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Even the biggest celebrities would be like, oh, fucking
Yeah.
hell. Is
Yeah,
that The
he's
Rock
a
over
huge
there?
celebrity.
I
think
feel
he's like
that-
one of the best paid.
I feel that podcasting with Dave Warnocky.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's Dave Warnocky.
Every time.
Holy shit.
That's why I don't remember a lot of the episodes.
I'm just sitting here staring at him. I'm like, look at him talk.
He's
so
doing
cool.
it.
Oh my God, that's his voice. I've heard that voice.
His eyes are so blue.
Okay, Fast 6. We have arrived at Fast 6 from the same writer and director. It's released in 2013 now.
Chris Morgan.
Huh?
That's the name of the writer, isn't it?
Chris Morgan.
Chris Morgan to
Good
you.
morning.
Chris Morgan.
And a
didn't
Chris
realise what
Morgan
you
to you.
I thought you were saying something in a different language that meant, of course. Chris Morgan. Dom is living with Elena now. So they've hooked up. Mia lives with Brian O'Connor and their son, which they have now had. His name is Jack. Giselle, who is Gal Gadot, and Han are together.
Okay.
And Roman and Tej are living separately, but like living it up in luxury. So like Tej is still running street racing cars.
Yep.
But he's like, there's a scene where he goes to an ATM and he's like, he has like a car remote and he's like, boop, boop. And he's like, he's like, yeah, getting rich made me realize that money doesn't grow on trees. It rains from the air. And then he's like, boop, boop. And then the money just comes out of the ATM and all the kids are like, ah! And everyone's like scrambling for the money. And then Roman's on a plane. Boop, boop. Roman's on a plane, like a luxury private yacht surrounded by supermodels. And he's like, they're all just, we see them enjoying their little lives. And then we come and see Luke Hobbs.
Mm-hmm.
Luke the Hobbs Johnson.
Yeah.
And he is like giving this. Oh no, wait, hang on.
Imagine meeting a guy that looked like The Rock, right? He's gigantic, he's huge, he's muscly, he's very scary, and he's
Beautiful
like, "Hello,
smile.
I'm Luke." You're like, "No, no, you're not."
I mean, is it the same if he says, I'm Dwayne?
Yeah, you're right.
Hello, I'm Dwayne.
Oh,
So Dwayne is working through a case. He's like at the office late at night.
Can I ask you, Michelle?
Yeah.
Before you go on, you mentioned so many of the actors in these films are big stars. Were all of them? I mean, The Rock came in as a big star. Vin Diesel, was he known before this? Like what I'm trying to
I
ask
think he'd
is,
been in Triple
did
X.
this make people big?
Yes.
And some of them came in big.
Some of them came in big.
a good question and well asked.
But like I was thinking Gal Gadot. I'd never heard of her before. Wonder
This
Woman.
is her on-screen debut.
Is it
Right.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I didn't remember that she was in the franchise. That's
Yeah.
cool.
A lot of
it's
people don't.
Amazing how many big star actors
Yeah.
are in here, and I was wondering if this was like
Ja
a
Rule.
star creating vehicle. Got Jar in there.
Jar.
So Luke Hobbs and Riley Hicks, that's a new cop that Hobbs always calls woman. He's always like, damn, woman. And it's very annoying. But we still love him because he's our dad. And he's from a different time.
Is Riley a woman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He just calls her a woman a
Yeah,
lot.
he's just like, come on, woman. I don't
yuck.
know. Anyway, they investigate the destruction of a Russian military convoy. And there's a crew that's been led by former British SAS Major and Special Ops Soldier Owen Shaw. So Owen has like gone rogue and now he's like attacked this thing. Oh, Owen, I mean, he's
This is Jason Statham, is it? Is this Jason Statham?
Holy
So-
shit, Jason Statham.
Oh my god.
So Jason Statham actually plays the brother.
Oh right, okay.
So
So I just get excited when there's a possibility of Jason Statham, one of my favorite all-time actors.
Oh, yeah.
listen, we are definitely getting to him, but he's played by Luke Evans. This is a very important Furious family. This is like the second family in the.
Okay.
This is the second
Okay.
family.
Sorry, I jumped the gun there.
No, that's okay. It gave me time to Google Owen Shaw's actor name.
I was hoping you were going to say Owen Wilson was the bad guy.
No, Special Ops Soldier Owen Wilson.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
So Hobbs is like, okay, I need help. They're like, you need to get a crew together and get this guy because he's like one of the best agents. He's like, he's sure he can do anything. He's SAS, he's going to do everything. And now he's gone rogue. And so Hobbs is like, all right, I know what crew I'm going to get. And the camera zooms in on him. And then he's like, hey, Dom. And he shows him a picture of Letty, which is like attached to this whole situation. And obviously he's with Elena now, but Elena's like, well, if my husband died, if my husband was like possibly
Yeah.
alive, of course I would have to go. So you have to go. So that kind of gets him off scot-free. And he's like, okay, she's very understanding.
Who's Elena's Gal Gadot?
No, that's Giselle. Elena is the cop whose husband died. Gal Gadot was in Braga's team and then her...
Idiot.
I don't know why you thought getting me to do this podcast would be a good idea.
Can I ask one question? That is when, what's her name? Elena, Dom's new girlfriend, said,
Yes.
look, I understand if my husband died, I'd have to go. Does he go, okay, and then leave straight away? And she's like, oh, that was...
I was just trying to be
I was
nice.
just
I was
saying
trying
that.
to look good.
I was
Yeah.
just saying, oh, you went too quick there.
It's quite a
Dom.
complex series of
Yeah.
feelings that I'm having.
Yeah.
No worries, lady. High fives
Yeah.
and leaves.
Yeah, it's kind of that.
See ya, toots.
All right, see ya, toots. I gotta go find my gal.
Gadot? I'm so confused.
Anyway, so he's like, all right, I'm going to help you capture Shaw. And everybody, he needs the full team. So he rounds them all up, calls
Of
them up
course.
during their escapades, Roman on his private jet, Tej with his money in the air. Giselle and Han are in Hong Kong. I think they're eating at a restaurant when local police heavily armed show up and they're like, they pull the gun on Han and Giselle are like, whoa, because they're having this beautiful conversation about like, we should settle down and like chill out. And she's like, this is how we live. It's fine. And then these cops come surround them. They get up and they like pull guns like back to back. It's like this amazing. They're surrounded.
Yes.
And then the cops give them a phone And they're like, hello, and it's Dom. So this is Dom's
And
just
they
like
say,
calling.
the cash cow?
I wake up with today.
Oh dear, it's very dramatic and cool. And yeah, they say I wake up with today. Dom and his crew, they all accept the mission in exchange for their amnesty and allowing them to return to the US. So again, they're going for the clean record. They're going to become cops to get the clean record, as is the style of this film. Elena, because she's a cop, she's like, I'm going to stay with Mia and I'll protect the baby and Mia.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's nice.
Yeah, pretty nice. Pretty nice. I think it's pretty nice.
But Elena, he's gone off to find his other love.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe
if you're
you should
still
go.
here when he comes back, that's going to actually be very weird.
Yeah, you should go.
Like, where do you think you fit in this?
Poor Elena. She's so nice.
You
dude.
seem really nice, but like, fuck off. Do you know what I mean? Like, take a hint.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Oh, you're going to stay with his sister? Oh.
No, it's fine. I'll just become a full-time babysitter. That's
Yeah,
okay.
it's okay. I'll just stay and protect your family.
that I can't be a part of.
Right, that I'm definitely not invited to be.
Don't you think? I mean, Dom's not taking the hint. His wife she's moved on.
She's dead.
Yeah.
He thought she was dead.
Yeah, but she's moved on. She's got another job. She's on the other side of the world. If
Yeah,
she
that's
wanted,
she could have come back if she wanted to.
Yeah, if she wanted to talk to him, she would have. So,
Yeah, maybe he's being a sodge. But
Yeah.
I think he's just refusing to believe.
what does that mean?
It's a misogynist.
Okay.
right?
Sodge.
Such.
Matt's the feminist of the pod. He doesn't actually know about misogyny. We haven't been telling
Protected
him about
him.
it. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Well,
nice.
Yeah.
I didn't want him to worry.
deep into. I'm so deep into feminism, I don't even know what misogyny means.
Okay, sweetheart.
Oh dear. In London, they find Owen Shaw's hideout, but it is a trap, and it distracts them and the local police while Shaw and his crew do a big heist at an Interpol building.
Oh.
Shaw flees, detonating his hideout and disabling most of the place. Tom, Brian, Tej, I should say, Han is there. Everyone's there. Everyone you've heard of, plus
Han's
Riley
there.
and Hobbs.
Oh my God.
Riley's this random new cop. Letty arrives to help Shaw. She shoots Dom without escaping. So she turns out and she's just like bang. Like she doesn't kill him, but she shoots him.
Yeah, I mean, the message is clear. She's left
Yeah.
you and your country. Now
Yeah.
she's shot you.
Yeah.
Obviously, take a message.
But in
mate.
his mind, he's going, well, she didn't shoot to kill. So
I think
There's
he
a
does
good
say that.
chance.
I think he does make a statement.
She
that's
was
like,
sending me a
"Well,
message."
Maybe.
Yeah.
she still loves me.
Yeah. She shot me in the heart, so that means
Yeah. She shot my brain and my heart.
yeah.
I think she loves me.
So Hobbs explains to Dom's crew that Shaw's stealing all these components. He's making this device that's going to shut down all the power in the world, and then he's going to sell it to a terrorist.
Okay.
Shaw's investigation into the opposing crew, so he's like looking out and just being like, who are these people who are coming after me? And he says a picture of Letty with them, and he's like, what the fuck? And then Letty's like, that's from my life before, I have amnesia.
Yes,
And
I
so
love
that's
amnesia.
Caitlin, she's got amnesia, which is very, very soap
It
opera.
really is a
telenovela.
high-budget Neighbours, isn't it, with action?
Yeah.
It's very camp
That's
on purpose, and I love it.
You're right. Very telenovela.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't remember you. I have amnesia.
yeah. No, I don't remember. Don't worry about it. It's a big reveal.
They got a lot of their ideas from Harold from Neighbours.
They did.
When he hit his head and
Dom's the Harold.
he woke up in Tasmania. He floated across the Bass Strait and started a new life because he forgot about his old life. This is holy shit.
Yeah,
It's based on an article and Harold.
Harold.
Yeah, in the pitch meeting, this article plus Harold equals Fast and the Furious. And they went, how much money do you want?
Yeah.
If she starts playing the tuba and working for the Salvation Army, then this is getting a plagiarism.
This is plagiarism. This is getting a plagiarism.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. I'm slapping a plagiarism on this.
This is getting a plagiarism.
Dom's crew finds out that Shaw is connected to Braga. Remember Braga?
Yeah.
The real one or the fake one?
The real
The
one.
one who made the coffee.
The barista brother.
The barista brother.
Barista Braga.
Barista Braga.
So who's connected to him? Shaw, the English guy.
Sure. Yeah. They're like, hang on, he's got ties to Braga. What's going on? So, Tej goes and gets a bunch of cars. Which
Sure.
is his bit. That's his job.
Yep.
He's always like, here's the cars.
That's his answer to everything.
Well, guys, here's the cars. Toot, hop in.
Yeah. What do
Great.
you need? Cars? No, just a glass of water would be all right.
Get a car.
I got your Skyline. Here you go.
Yeah.
Got a cup holder in it. You put your water in there.
And I should say, I forget, actually, Brian.
BYO water.
I think Braga was BYO.
That's all I wanted.
Braga was, I think, he was captured. He was not killed.
Okay.
And I say I think because now I'm remembering that Brian goes to question Braga,
Okay.
who is alive or a zombie. It's unclear.
So is he in
or
jail?
he has amnesia. Yeah, he's in prison.
Making coffees.
This is getting
He's
more
making
and more
coffees.
confusing.
And Letty's like, and he says Letty survived the explosion and Shaw took her in after discovering that she had amnesia, which doesn't make sense because we just saw her tell him.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember Dom. I don't remember loving Dom.
Yeah, I've never loved Dom in my life. I never loved Dom in the Dominican Republic where the weather is sunny and then rainy. Anyway, Brian is released. I should say, when I say Brian went to go question Braga in prison, he couldn't get in to question him. He had to get arrested. So he's a prisoner and then he has to get out of prison. Which is, for some reason, they were like, this is the only way we can get to him.
Write him a letter.
He wasn't replying.
But do they realise it was after visiting hours? They're like, I can't wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, he's
I'll
like,
get
I'll do a crime. I'll do a crime.
I'm sure if I get arrested, I will end up in jail at this exact
Yeah.
spot. Probably in the room next door. Maybe
Yeah.
even in the bunk above.
Yeah, that was the, that
Almost
was the
definitely
vibe.
somehow that'll work.
Yeah. Dom's trying to get Letty's, like trying to get her to remember things. Like he's always just like being like, how am I going to help her? But obviously that's, it's all fucked and there's nothing that can be done. She doesn't remember him and she's fighting against him. So Shaw offers Dom a chance to walk away.
Why don't you just hit her on the head again?
Let's see if it works. Turn it off and on,
On the
again.
other side.
That works in other things.
Yeah, it's got to be at the same time when the lightning's flashing. or
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
just smack her on the head and see what
It's the
happens.
I think I'm particularly thinking about what women want in that case.
Yeah, it's that. That's the whole thing. Anyway, so they've got to get this. There's like a
The
high...
movie, that is. That I wasn't just thinking about.
I'm
So I was
always
just
thinking,
tracking
you're
on-
always thinking about what women want.
As a feminist, I'm always thinking
What
about
do they want?
Always.
And what is it that they want?
That's beautiful.
I
Great
think
question.
from memory, it's a campaign for Nike,
Yeah, you're right.
if memory serves me.
Yeah, I love that
So
stuff.
did you say that Shaw gave Dom an opportunity to walk away?
Yeah, he's like, you should walk away. Don't do this.
Oh.
Just walk away. Leave her with me. Otherwise, I'm going to hurt your family. But
And he's
Dom's
like,
I'm
that is
not-
my family.
Yeah,
You've
he's
already
like-
got my family,
Yeah.
so...
He's like, she's my world. I'm not leaving her. So Tej tracks Shaw's next attack down to a NATO base in Spain, and Shaw's crew assaults a highway military convoy carrying some computer chip. That's like the final bit
Of
in
course.
his fancy terrorism device. Obviously, Dom's crew gets in there, tries to get in the way of that, and Shaw and Letty commandeer a tank and then destroy a bunch of cars. Brian and Roman flip the tank. And then Letty's thrown from the vehicle and Dom saves her.
She's thrown from the tank.
Or does she
From
hit her
the-
head again? This could be good.
Well, she doesn't hit her head again, but Shaw and his crew are captured. Brian apologizes to Letty for getting her into this mess because he's like, I put you undercover for Braga. This is my fault. And she's like kind of confused, but she's like, I guess she's starting to sort of chill out and remember a bit. Giselle and Han decide to finally settle down after this and go to Tokyo. They're like, we're going to go to Tokyo. And we're all like, no, go to Tokyo again.
Oh, so this is where it fits in after this one, does it?
They keep talking. Yeah, it's after this. So all's going well until Shaw reveals Mia's been kidnapped again by his Elena, where were you? By his henchmen.
Elena was like, you know what? This is actually weird. It's weird that I've
should
stuck
go.
around.
I should give space.
Mia,
Yeah.
you good? Okay, I'm gonna pack up some stuff.
Yeah. So
Because
I'm
even-
going to go look for my husband.
Yeah.
Probably not dead.
Even if he comes back, it's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bit weird.
She's like, I'm going to go look for my husband, Harold.
I've heard he's in Tasmania.
No idea where that is, but...
I'll find it. Follow my heart and I find Tasmania. So they're all there. They think that everything's good because they've got Shaw and Hobbs is like, great. And there's this annoying police officer, not the woman, Riley, but another police officer who's like just annoying to Hobbs. And he's like, okay, well, let's do everything by the book. And Hobbs is like, I'm a fun cop. And then Shaw is like, hey, Hobbs, I got to tell you something. And Shaw's like, I got Mia kidnapped by my boys. And then Hobbs is like, hey, excuse me, Dom, I have to tell you something. And he tells him that Mia's been kidnapped and that Owen wants to be released. Shaw wants to be released in exchange for, otherwise Mia's going to get killed. And the other cop that's annoying is like, well, that doesn't change anything. But it's like, yeah, you're exactly right. Like, that doesn't change. You don't negotiate with terrorists. And then Hobbs is like, it changes everything. And he pulls a gun on the other cop.
Oh.
And now he's like, he's just full on their side now. And he's like, uncuff him. And then Riley, his like cop partner, is like, yep, and uncuffs Shaw. Uncuffs all of Shaw's men. They start walking out of the compound. And then Shaw turns around and says, are you coming, babe? And we see a shot of Letty. And she's like uncomfortable and doesn't know what to do. And then we hear, of course I wouldn't miss it, from Riley, the cop that was working with Hobbs.
Oh, my God.
Hold up. What's...
The one he kept calling woman.
Oh, not the one that was like, we absolutely shouldn't let these people go.
No, that's the annoying man.
Oh, sorry. Riley's like, I'm the babe.
Yeah.
That you're talking to.
Yeah, she's like, I am babe. Babe is my name.
Are you coming, babe? Hell yeah, I am, babe.
I am babe.
And she's like, why doesn't anyone know my fucking name in this movie?
Woman, babe. It's very annoying.
So this is going to be an annoying question, but who's Mia?
Mia is the sister. Brian's sister, the tuna.
No, Brian's partner.
Girlfriend.
Oh, Brian's partner.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Dom's
Dom's
sister.
sister.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh,
Brian's
God.
sister and the mother of his child.
But
It's a complicated film.
Normal. It's
La
normal.
Familia.
It's
Normal.
all in the family.
but that is a big reveal moment, is it?
It's a big reveal, yeah. And Hobbs is like, looks at Dom before he lets them go, and he's like, just so you know, when he walks out the door with that chip that's gonna kill the world, when he walks out there, words like pardon and, you know, exonerated, they walk out with him. And Dom's like, they walked out the day I was born.
Oh, like, shut up.
Wait, what is that?
What does that
What does that
mean?
mean?
It's unclear. Like, it's not clear what.
So then why'd you do all this?
Maybe his parents were called like exonerated and amnesty.
But is
The doctor and my OBGYN, they were named exonerated.
and they just walked out there.
so are they basically saying that we can go and kill these people? Like laws don't apply anymore? Is that what they're saying? Is that what they mean?
They're saying like Hobbs is going, all right, I'm going to let them go. We're going to catch them again. But because I'm going to let them go, if you want to let them go, I'm here for you. I'll give you this one, but I can't get you a
Why
pardon
did they
anymore.
let him go?
Because they've got Mia.
Oh, yes.
And Brian's there. And Mia's on the phone, and Brian's like, that's my baby's there. My baby mama's there.
I'm so lost.
I know. I can't.
But which is good because I'm going to watch this soon. I don't want to know it all.
Yeah.
I'm getting a real flavour of it.
The reveals and the plot twists.
I'll just the twists of look. It's very fun. I'm gonna. Letty's like, I'm gonna stay here with Dom and my family, even though she doesn't really remember them, but she stays with them. And then they run after Shaw. They go after Shaw, and Shaw's like on a plane, and they chase the plane on the world's longest runway. So the scene goes for 13 minutes, right? The scene goes for 13 minutes.
Too long.
The plane is in motion the entire time.
Amazing.
So there's people who've done the maths on the internet, and it looks like the runway is about 42 kilometers long, and the longest one in the world is 5.6.
That's so fun.
It's just like on the runway for ages, and they like tether their cars to it to like slow it down. They're fighting on it. They're
Kids
just
grow
almost
old.
going to take off. Yeah, it's really funny.
There's pregnancies.
Yeah.
I love that they still made that in the film, and I love that people have gone, nah. That means that runway is 42 kilometers long, you idiots.
You idiots.
That's
Yeah,
so
it's
good.
very funny.
Hope someone got fired for that blunder.
That's the best part of the movie. It's a wee part. So Giselle and Han are fighting. They're in like a car that's weighing down the plane. They're fighting with that henchman. And Han's like, be careful. And Giselle's like, this is who we are. And then Han gets attacked by a henchman, and Giselle kills him, sacrificing herself because she somehow like flies off into the ether. She like jumps off the car, flying towards what I can only assume is like the engine of the plane, and shoots in the air and gets killed.
And that's Gal.
And that's Gal Gadot. That's
Gal-
how she Gadots.
Gal Gadot.
The Gal Gadot. And then that's why Han is like, well, she said we should go to Tokyo, so I'm going to go to Tokyo. That's why he goes to Tokyo after this.
Oh, and we're all screaming, stop it!
Yeah, but they get the chip back.
Okay.
And they give it to Hobbs, so they do get their amnesty, which is good.
Okay.
But does Shaw die on the plane, or does he get away?
Shaw doesn't die. He's in hospital under heavy police guard.
Okay.
And he's like knocked, like he's pretty fucked up, but yeah. And then at the end, which is something they often do, they have a barbecue at the end.
Yep.
Dom's crew, they gather, share a meal.
Share Corona.
Have a Corona. Dom's like, Letty, does it feel familiar? She says, no, it doesn't feel familiar, but it feels like home. And he says, that's good enough for me.
Oh.
And then the crew sit down there. They pay their
Elena's like,
respects.
Lottie, can I get you a burger? Or she's still there. She's like, now where do I stand here? So she doesn't remember you or particularly like you, but I'm still gone. Yeah. Okay.
I'm still on the couch.
Yeah.
Because I remember you.
I remember you quite well. And I've actually...
Is that not worth anything?
But no. I'll just go do some dishes. Okay? You guys enjoy your barbecue.
Enjoy. Have a nice time.
I'll just be nearby if anybody wants
Here
anything.
If
you need.
Yeah. In a mid-credits scene, Han
love mid-credits.
is in a car chase and he's suddenly broadsided by an oncoming car. So the driver walks away after leaving, which we've already seen in Tokyo Drift. It's the death in Tokyo Drift. And then we see a driver leave Letty's cross, this silver cross, which is a character, by the crash, and calls the driver calls Dom and says, Dominic Toretto, you don't know me, but you're about to. And then the car explodes. Oh. And that is the voice of your favourite actor.
Jason Statham.
Oh, yes. Why is he involved in that?
Here he comes in Furious 7. There are 350 cars have been wrecked in the 6th film.
Michelle, can you say it like, why we were surprised that was Jason Statham? You didn't do the voice.
Yeah.
You mind doing that line properly?
I'll get you into character with one of my favourite lines from him. What makes you think I'd risk my life for you?
It's a megalodon.
Okay, now go.
All right, hang on. Dominic Toretto, you don't know me, but you're about to.
You actually fucking nailed that.
That was
you
great.
nailed that.
Thank you.
Can you now say my favourite other Jason Statham line, which is in one of the Expendables movies where he's dressed as a priest and he's doing a religious ceremony as some bad henchmen walk in and he goes, I now pronounce you man and knife. And stabs the man. It's so funny. It's so funny.
The Expendable. That's really funny. I'm going to write that down.
It's 2 or 3.
I want to see that. That's the best thing
One
I've
of my
ever
favourites,
heard.
I think it's the start of the second one maybe, and there's like a big fight scene happening and he and Sly are up in they're looking down and there's just like this and Sylvester Stallone looks at him and he goes, I'm getting the text. Man and knife though, Jesus, that's good.
That is so good.
It's poetry.
Oh, it's very good.
My favourite line of his isn't funny like that, but it's one I always think of him as like at the start of probably Lock, Stock. And he's like, is it even him? But I'm picturing it as him.
I know what you're going to say.
Me too, Matt. I love it.
I know what you're going to say.
Too late will be the cry with the man with the bargain pass you by. And he's like on the street doing like a little...
Yeah, because he used to do that sort of confidence trickster stuff in his real life.
Really?
Oh.
I thought you were going to say, no thanks, Turkish, I'm sweet enough.
I thought that too. Because Matt says that a lot.
You say it all the time.
No thanks, Turkish. I'm sweet enough. But that's not... He doesn't say that. That's Bricktop saying it to him.
There's a bit in this upcoming film, one of the upcoming films, where Dominic Toretto says, I don't got friends, I got family. And Deckard Shaw, Jason Statham, says, well, I got a lot of friends.
That's great.
That's good.
He's the best.
Okay, when we finish with Brendan Fraser's filmography, we have to move on to Jason Statham.
I tried to watch them all in lockdown, but I didn't. I only watched the Hobbs and Shaw spin-off, so I haven't seen any of these.
Yeah, right.
What do we call it? Green Statham ham? Look, just workshopping.
No, that's good.
Ideas.
Call it that. Call it that. Call it that. That's it.
You've nailed it in one.
Finished. Finished.
Much like phrasing the bar, which you nailed in one. Green steak and ham. So we've done 6.
Yeah.
We're up to number 7.
Yeah.
And there's 9 of them.
And I think is it Friday now? Is it Friday?
Yeah, it's yeah.
Time for some meaning.
All right, let me go real quick through these. Let me try my best. I'm not even saying I'm just saying a plot.
No, I'm having a great time.
Good. Furious 7 was released in 2015. It was directed this time by James Wan of Saw fame, Australian guy.
Yeah, cool.
Principal photography started in September of 2013, but it was stalled in November when Paul Walker tragically died in a car accident. He was
I do remember that.
driving at over 100 miles per hour, I think, and lost control of the car. This wasn't like during filming. It wasn't part of that. It was just he just liked fast cars. One of the cars that you see him driving in this film is actually just his car, one of his cars.
Oh, so
he loved cars.
They were halfway through filming when he died. Oh, and they kept all that footage and just wrote it in?
Basically, yeah. So when he passed away, Walker had nowhere near completed his scenes in the film. So the studio used some stand-ins and then CGI'd his face onto their face.
2013 level CGI.
2015.
Oh, 2015.
Well, they started it in
Right.
2013 and released it in 2015 because obviously it took a long time. But 2 stand-ins for him were his brothers.
As a fan,
wow.
if you're watching it, do you notice? Or
Oh, I can't tell because I'm short-sighted. People always say, "Oh, you can always tell the bits where it's him and where it's not," and I'm like, I can't tell. It looks exactly the same to me.
Same
You
thing.
put him in all the movies. Honestly, I wouldn't know.
Same thing happened in the Star Wars reboots where they had like one of the old generals from the original movies was in it, and I was like, Jesus, that guy's old.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like,
just can't
he
tell.
was old 50 years ago. Wow, he looks old, but not that much older. And then later, I'm like, everyone was like, yeah, that was weird, wasn't it, when they had that general guy, CGI? Couldn't even. It was all I could think about. And I was like, oh, that's not what I was thinking.
I couldn't think
in
about
the prequels or the sequels.
getting a letter from the Queen.
A guy they just fully did, like he was all CGI, right?
You're thinking.
Who am I thinking of?
You're thinking of
Jabba the Hutt. Yeah, that's right. He's
No,
CGI.
no, it's a man. This is a human.
I was going to say you're thinking Jar Jar Binks, and I couldn't think of Jar Jar Binks.
Everybody's favourite character, Jar Jar Binks,
You
which
think
is
of
what
Jar Jar
Ja Rule
Binks.
when he was young. He was Ja Rule, and then he was Jar Jar Binks when he was a bit older.
No, it's just Binks.
He's Binks. Big Binks. Anyway, so the movie is quite respected among fans for paying tasteful tribute to Paul Walker, which it really could have fucked up. Like, they're CGIing his... It could have been Frankenstein and awful, but it was really quite beautiful. This is the film that made me fall in love and go back and watch all the other films. I bawled my eyes out in this movie. This is the reason I'm here today, yelling the plot of some films at you.
This,
Right,
so
this is the one.
Yeah.
This is why.
You just get through the first 6,
Yeah.
but it's
Just rush through.
worth it by 7.
Yeah.
I do think it's worth it by 5, but that's fine. It grossed 397.6 million worldwide in its opening weekend, which is the highest of all time at the time. After defeating Shaw, so Shaw is now in the hospital, badly burnt and hurt. They got amnesty for their past crimes, so now they're free again. They don't have to be cops, and they're allowed to be free. Dom, Brian, and the team are back in the US. They're living their lives. Brian, this is Paul Walker, accustoms himself to life as a father. I'm just saying that for Matt. Accustoms himself to life as a father, and Dom's trying to help Letty regain her memory. So he's like slowly, reintroducing her to things that she's done before, things they used to do when they were kids. Owen's older brother, Deckard, Jason Statham, breaks into a hospital, which is like high security hospital, where his comatose brother Owen is being held. And he's like, oh, what you fucking gone and done? Like, he's like that. And
Owen, I'm always having to bail you out.
yeah, it's with his little brother. So he breaks into the hospital, and then he goes and breaks into Hobbs's office in LA to extract profiles of Dom's crew for revenge against his brother. And to be honest, his brother was trying to sell a big weapon to terrorists, which would have ended the world that he also lives in.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think he's being a baby, but
I wouldn't be
to
defending
judge?
that brother, to be honest. I'd be like,
you know what?
Owen
He's made his
Shaw,
bed.
no relation.
Yeah,
What's the
same.
point of making money out of ending the world? What are you doing with this money?
Can't take it with you, as they say.
Owen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the
a
idea is
good point.
you sell the money to the terrorist, and the terrorist becomes a leader, like a what's the word for like a fascist leader, like a leader who's
Like
a dictator?
a dictator. Yeah, but you can become a dictator if you hold all the power, if you hold the You know, the nuclear arms. Anyway, after revealing his identity, Deckard fights Hobbs, and there's a lot of really cool fight scenes here, and also Elena is there, and they have a big fight.
It's just like
She's like, I don't know where I belong. I guess I'll work with the big cop.
Yeah, I guess I'll go back to copping.
Yeah. He starts calling her a woman. She's like, he doesn't know I'm different.
And she's like, I guess I deserve that. At least he remembers I'm here.
Deckard detonates a bomb.
I feel really bad for Elena.
He detonates a bomb and then jumps out a window. It severely injures Hobbs. And Hobbs and Elena are both okay though. They escape. Out on the front porch of Dom's house where we see all the barbecues, Mia and Dom are out there. She's like, "Oh, a package from Tokyo," and he's like, "Oh, Han's trying to convert me to some different type of turbocharged something." And Dom and they have a little laugh. They go, "Ha ha ha,
classic Han."
Classic Han." And then Dom learns Mia is pregnant again.
Oh my God, Mia!
Yeah, she's standing there. She's like, she's watching Brian put their son in the car. She's like, I don't think he's very happy. He told me the other day he misses the bullets. He's having full existential crisis. He's having a midlife crisis. Yeah. He doesn't miss the girls. He doesn't miss the car chases. He misses the bullets.
Oh my God, you'd be hitting the panic button at that point.
Yeah, and Dom's she's like, I feel like the picket fence is strangling him. And he's like, no, he's happy. He'll be fine. Give him a bit of time to adjust. And she's like, how does 9 months sound? And Dom's like, oh my God. And she's like, nah. And she reveals she hasn't told Brian yet.
She got pregnant on that runway in the last film.
Yeah. And gave birth on the runway still. Yeah. Anyway, so that's totally fine. They're just having this little deep and meaningful. He's putting the kid in the car. And then the phone rings. And he picks up the phone. Dom picks up the phone. And it goes, Dominic Toretto, you don't know me, but you're about to. And then the package on the front porch explodes. And then
God, the timing.
Yeah, it's when it happens in the cinema, it's fucking amazing because it's like, oh my God, Tokyo Drift is now. It's so amazing for me and not according to your face, not you, man.
Right, but
loving it.
And then
Loving it.
is everyone in the cinema being like, oh, so weird that they were all driving 2004 cars? Wow.
Yeah, everyone says that. Everyone says it. It's like when you throw spoons in.
You know, Japan, very behind.
Classically.
Yeah, their technology. Oh my God.
Yeah, cars and technology.
They don't get it.
They're in the dark ages.
Well, because you would have been watching it premiere night as well, where everyone's dressed up.
Midnight
as cars
screening.
and stuff.
Yeah,
What'd you dress up as?
I went as a Nissan Skyline GT.
I went as a Volkswagen Beetle.
I'm Herbie.
So imagine if you go to the early ones, the whole cinema would have been like, but if you went and saw it a month after the release, you'd
not
probably
so
get
much.
the same gasp.
You're the only one yelling in the Chadston
Oh
cinema
my
with 4
God.
other people.
Just me going, wee! But yeah, it was very exciting. Brian really quickly chucks his son in the car and closes the door of the van and then gets on the ground. Everyone's fine. Everyone survives the explosion.
Oh, that would have been a really good chance to
kill him? Yeah, they didn't do it. They did not do that. So Dom travels, but you think the whole time you're like, how's he going to die? How's he going to die? How's he going to die? So Dom goes to Tokyo to get Han's body, and then that's when he meets Sean, who is the guy, the army military guy. He's the white guy who does the driving in Tokyo Drift. He's not important, but he meets Sean, and Sean's like, here's Han's stuff. And he gives him some stuff that was found from the burning wreckage, a picture of Giselle.
Oh.
the animal.
Yeah, a picture of a gazelle.
Said that a couple of weeks ago. We talked about Tom Brady's wife, Giselle.
Look at his great face.
That's so good.
And a Letty's necklace.
Yep.
The cross is there.
Did Brad from Home Improvement make it back?
Yeah. Well, just wait.
Oh, that's exciting.
As Dom, Brian, Tej, and Roman mourn Han and Giselle at Han's funeral. So they're mourning both of them at the funeral in LA. Dom confronts Deckard in an underground tunnel, and he's like, "Let's do this man to man." And Deckard's like, no. And he's like,
no.
There's a bit where Dom keeps trying to just fight him with his fists, and Deckard keeps being like, but I have weapons. No, like there's a bit where Dom drives his car towards Deckard. Like they just front two cars just driving at each other, and Dom's like, "Oh, I've got the most biggest car," and then Deckard's like reinforced his front bit of the car, which is like a real dick move apparently.
Yeah.
And they're like, everyone judges him because they're like, who fucking does that? Who uses a weapon in a fight? But that's fine. So they're having that fight, and then Dom's kind of losing, but then
That is so funny that people are like, a bit of a dog act. If we're going to have a front-on collision.
Come on.
we only use cars.
Come on.
Okay? Not lead cars.
It's car to car, man. Come on.
Anyway, so then like military black ops people just like descend in this underground thing, and they're like, hello, stop the fighting. And then there's a guy who walks up and he's like, hi, I'm Mr. Nobody. Dom, I want you to come and work with me. And then Dom's like, I don't understand this, but Mr. Nobody's important. He stays there. So he's like a government guy. And he's like, I'll help you to stop Deckard if you help me, because I need to get something. And he needs to get the God's Eye. So he's like, there's a thing called the God's Eye, which can hack into any mainframe and like find anyone. So if I go, God's Eye, where's Matt Stewart? It'll go, he's just left the McDonald's in Fitzroy.
Holy shit.
And so I know exactly where everyone is. And he's like, if you find that for me and you rescue the creator of the God's Eye, then also I will let you use the God's Eye to find and kill Deckard Shaw.
Even though you just had a...
You just had a shot, and I did ruin it. I did ruin it.
Yeah. And you were probably going to win.
Yeah, but I did ruin it. So I'm sorry about that.
Confusing. I will let you, as a government official, I will let you use
Find
this
and kill this
incredibly
man.
terrifying tool
Yeah.
to kill someone.
Yeah.
You
That's
get
the
it.
vibe.
You get it first. Don't use it then, because
No.
you'll obviously have a chance to use it then and then sell it or whatever. But don't do that. You give it to me,
Give it to me.
and then I'll give it back to you.
Yeah.
First.
Just one
I'll
go.
give you one. You get the first go,
Yeah.
but only one.
Is this going to be the longest podcast ever?
No, sadly.
Okay.
It's getting there.
It's getting there.
We're tracking. We're on
Actually,
track.
yeah, maybe.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Okay. Let me just go through this. So in this film, they're like, yep, okay, we'll go do it. So they go and there's a terrorist. His name's Moses. That's fine. He's around. And they go and save the hacker and creator of the God's Eye. She's like a smart little hacker and creator, inventor woman. She's played by Natalie Emmanuel, who is Khaleesi's right-hand man in Game of Thrones. So she's there. They've got to go rescue her. They rescue her in one of their truck heists.
Yep.
The truck ends up dangling off a cliff, and Vin Diesel just kind of runs up the truck as the truck falls into the...
Fuck, that's good.
Yeah, it's real good. It's
Did anybody think to put the truck in reverse when it started to go off the edge of the
no,
cliff?
they didn't think about it.
Why
which is-
doesn't anybody think to just chuck it in reverse?
they never do. It's always just truck off the cliff.
So embarrassing.
All the time.
I wish more people knew how to drive.
It's embarrassing.
Chuck it in reverse.
It's very embarrassing.
Some of these actors did learn how to drive during the first film.
Yeah.
so-
And it's a treacherous mountain range that they're on. So they're on this treacherous mountain range, and they're like, it's very hard to get to. The way that they get to this treacherous mountain range, no way in. You can't drive in. You got to hit them where they won't expect it, where it's physically impossible to get to, right? So you're getting attacked this big armored vehicle with their cars.
Yep.
And the way they're going to do that is they're going to parachute cars
Yep.
out of a plane.
Yes, obviously.
Which is something they actually did. So they really did this parachute stunt. The film crew like pushed a bunch of vehicles with parachutes, I guess set to like timers or remotes or whatever, out of a C-130
'cause I
cargo
guess
plane.
a car can't pull the
Cars
string,
don't have
can it?
hands, no.
Not
They
yet.
don't think of
Not
that until
yet.
it's halfway down. How are they going to pull the...
They're radioing the car. All right, Ferrari. Now just
Yeah.
pull the call. Ferrari, can you hear me? Oh, no, I've lost contact.
Ferrari!
And they also had skydivers jumping at the same time to film the cars, to get footage of the cars. But you'd have to not film each other.
Yeah.
Like, get out of the shot. Oh, no.
They're all wearing those green suits so they
yeah.
can paint each other out.
But it's pretty cool.
Beautiful.
That's wild.
They really did it. They really
That's
did
fun.
it.
I'm looking forward to that part.
It's fucking the best
I'm gonna
part.
be-
And like Roman's car, because he's kind of always funny. Roman's car's like drifts off the wrong spot. And he's like, ah!
Like Tokyo drifts off.
Yeah, Tokyo drifts off. Anyway, so now...
I'm going to be like, in that scene when they're out in parachutes, I'm going to be like, wee!
Yeah, he will be. And now Natalie Emmanuel, Ramsey, the hacker, is now part of their gang.
Sure.
and they're trying to find the God's Eye, and she's like, well, I can make the God's Eye again, but she's got like a chip, but the chip she gave to a guy, and the guy put it in a car. Don't know why.
Chips in cars.
Get some pockets in your pants.
Cargo pants. Lots of pockets.
The car is located in a
That's
penthouse.
what someone said. Just put it in your cargo pants. And like, cargo?
Car.
I'll put it in my car. Go.
My car.
Pants.
From. Yeah. It's weird they got confused by it. It's pretty straightforward, but...
Okay, so the car is in a penthouse. It belongs to a billionaire. They have to get in. He's a billionaire. Is having a party, so the girls get invited by being hot.
They've got to get on the invite list.
Yeah, to a penthouse party. So they go to the penthouse party. Ronda Rousey, who's like a she's a wrestler,
UFC fighter. Yep.
Her and Michelle Rodriguez have an amazing fight in like ball gowns. It's very cool and feminist. So take that, Matt.
Because you can be...
Wait, take that. I'm on board. I invented feminism. This is what I do.
Yeah, take that as a reward.
Yeah. Because feminism is all about women being able to do whatever they want to do. If you want to put on a ball gown and like do your hair and your makeup, wear some pretty heels, that's fine.
That's great.
And if you want to, kick the shit out of another woman, that's fine. If you want to do the two at the same time,
Fantastic.
even better.
Let me film it.
Let me film it. That's awesome.
Okay, so it is also it's a like in Hypersport. It's like a very fancy car. The guy just has it. He doesn't drive it. Dom's like, this is a crime to keep this car up here and not drive it. Like, he's very upset about it. They get in there, find the little chippy thing, and then they get caught out, which is when they have the fight with Ronda Rousey. And because they get caught out and they need to get out, what they do now, so they like lock down the penthouse. No one can get in, no one can get out. But they drive. So they're in the Etihad Towers. Did I tell you they went to Abu Dhabi? I'm trying to breeze through this.
No, okay.
They're in Abu Dhabi. They're in the Etihad Towers, and they choose to escape by driving the car from one tower out the window of the penthouse,
it's
smashed
the only
glass
way
to the adjoining tower, to the next tower. They jump in a car from tower to tower, which is amazing.
Because they can't just take the chip out. They have to take the car.
Well, they have to escape.
Right.
And I think they can't get it out, but I don't know. I don't know if that's what it is.
And also, Dom was furious that he's wasting this good car at this penthouse.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to stack it in this other building.
Yeah.
I'm going to fly this car.
Yeah. I was like, this deserves to fly. And so, so they do that, and then they've got the little chippy thing, and they use the God's Eye to find Deckard. But then, that's when they go find Deckard, and they're like, excuse me, and Dom's like, and Deckard's like, oh, he's eating a steak. Like, they get there to his secret hideaway, and he's like, num, 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 I've been waiting for you. And Dom's like, roar. And he's like, what did you expect? Like, what'd you expect? Me to just be waving a white flag.
Oh, that's good.
And thank you. And he's like, yeah, I don't care about all your friends, bro. And he goes, I don't got friends, I got family. And then Deckard goes, well, I got a lot of friends.
Yeah.
And then the terrorist from before, Moses Jakande, jumps out and is like, I'm going to shoot you. And then Mr. Nobody gets shot, but it's fine. He calls one of those police helicopter ambulances that we've heard about from the first film. Brian is also there, and he shouldn't be there. He's a dad. He needs to go home. I don't know why they haven't retired him, but they just refuse to do it. He just keeps doing it. He's like one more last hurrah. So then they have this big they have a big fight through the streets because Jakande, the terrorist, is trying to get back to get the God's Eye or to get Ramsey to make her make another God's Eye.
Yeah.
They have the high-speed chase through the streets. They're not in... I don't know what city this is. It's not Abu Dhabi. They're back in America. I think it's LA because there's like chaos in the streets and they're throwing Ramsey from car to car so he can't find her, but he's in a helicopter.
They're throwing her from car
to car, just passing her around, like go under a tunnel, chuck her in your car. You'll never find her.
We've got to keep her safe.
We'll keep her safe. Chuck her over there. And she's like hacking the whole time. So she's like trying to hack.
She's got a laptop.
Yeah, she's trying to hack. Hack. You know how they do that, nerds? Hack.
That's all they
Can't
do.
stop them.
Yeah, can't
You
stop
say,
them.
Brendan, could you just sit and have dinner with your family one time? Hacking away. It's my son, Brendan.
That's your son, Brendan.
It's a big disappointment.
Okay, so Hobbs has been in the hospital this whole time from the start.
Sure.
And Hobbs looks out the window, he sees the chaos and he goes, oh no, and he stands up and he says to his little daughter who's there, he says, Daddy's got to go to work.
Get fucked.
And then he flexes his arm,
No.
causing the cast on his arm to explode off his arm.
No.
And then he drives an ambulance into a drone that Jakende's like using, and then he like,
Oh my God.
there's grenades. Deckard and Dom are having a showdown on the top of a parking lot, which they've kind of ruined, so it's crumbling around them. Dom gets Deckard by like stomping on the ground. He's like, the thing about a street fight, because he's like, finally we'll do it man to man. They're going to actually fight just fist to fist. And they're doing that, and then Dom's like, the thing about a street fight is the street always wins. And then he stomps his foot, and then the parking lot just kind of collapses. And then he has to like get in the ramp and drive up into the helicopter.
The street always wins.
It doesn't mean anything. And then he drives into he goes up a ramp into the helicopter.
What?
And throws a bunch of grenades that he just found in a car into the helicopter. The Rock shoots those grenades and it explodes. But Dom has obviously jumped into the air as high as the helicopter in the car. And so when he crashes, you know, he's not in a good way, but he's not breathing. And he comes back to life because Letty says, I remember everything. I remember us getting married in the Dominican Republic. I remember that this necklace is the symbol of our wedding ring. Like that's in place of a wedding ring. And so he comes back to life.
Okay, so it's turned into a Disney movie where true love
prevails. And
Sure.
and then Brian's like, all right.
One single magical tear
Yeah, that's basically
falls
it.
onto him.
It's funny because she's like, get off him. And then she gets on him and just kind of does the same thing because they're trying to make him breathe. Anyway, it's fine. And then Brian and Mia are playing happily on the beach with their son and having a nice time. And they're like, it's going to be different now because he's going to stay with his family. And all the rest of the crew are kind of watching and they're like, say goodbye, and they kind of leave. And then Brian pulls up next to Dom in a different car and he's like, were you going to say goodbye? You thought we were going to leave without saying goodbye? And he's like, nah, you'll always be my brother. You'll always be with me. And then I'm going to cry. If I had done this one first, I would have gotten, like, it would have been worth it. But I'm just thinking about the movie while rushing through it. And I'm genuinely upset. And it says for Paul. And then there's a fork in the road and they drive in two separate directions and the music plays. And it's that, like, it's been a long time. There's a montage of Paul Walker and all Brian's things that he's done. And it says for Paul. And it's so sad and very classy. It doesn't sound like that because of the helicopter and the grenades. But trust me on this.
Oh,
Yeah.
but they don't show the character being killed off.
He
or
doesn't
anything.
get killed.
Oh,
He
love
just
that.
goes
Drives off
to
into the
live.
sunset.
Drives off into he's just retiring now.
They took that from Neighbours as
hanging
well,
out
like
with his
Kylie
family.
Minogue. Kylie Minogue just moved to the Gold Coast.
And did he go with with Mia and the son?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, right.
He's retiring from crime now to be he's ready now to settle down. That's
Okay.
like he's ready for the next. Oh, it's so sad.
I like that. I like that they didn't just, you know, it sounds like there were many opportunities where they could have killed him off.
They nearly killed him so many times it was almost a joke. But yeah.
And that was the first time that I remember noticing the Fast and the Furious franchise again because it like grossed so much money at the box office. It was like the fifth highest grossing movie of all time up until that point or something. And I was like, hang on a second. These movies are massive again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
It's pretty wild.
That's really interesting.
Also, did you guys see that Paul Walker's daughter was walked down the aisle by Vin Diesel?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
That's nice.
That's
Beautiful.
very nice.
Yeah, she got married and Vin Diesel did it. Oh, beautiful.
Oh,
Very
that
beautiful.
sounds like La Familia.
Also, it might seem like Hobbs, Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Vin Diesel were in different movies in this film. You don't really see them much
Yeah,
together.
that's true.
Oh.
And the reason is that's because when the spat happened. That's when this spat happened. I feel like this is going for too long.
No, I think this is the most important bit so far. You got to explain the spat.
All right. Okay. So there's a little spat. So it happened. So The Rock in, I think it was 2016. They were just finishing up shooting Fate of the Furious when he finally acknowledged it. But in 2017, there was rumours of it boiling. So in 2016, he said, there's no other franchise that gets my blood boiling more than this one. This is on Instagram. Okay. My female co-stars are always amazing and I love them. My male co-stars, however, are a different story. Some conduct themselves as stand-up men and true professionals while others don't. The ones that are too chicken shit to do anything about it anyway. Candy asses.
Now, wait, who tweeted that?
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Wow, that
Right.
seems out of character for The Rock. Taking
yeah.
it public.
Yeah, took it public.
He must have been furious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And fast.
And
Yeah.
fast as well. And fast. Yeah, and then Vin sort of came back and was downplayed it and was like, I think it's been blown out of proportion a bit. And I protect everyone on set. I protect my little brother Dwayne. He always calls him my little brother Dwayne.
Yuck.
That must,
Sorry,
that,
but I mean, it's Dwayne The Rock.
that must
Yeah.
piss The Rock off, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he does it probably. Yeah, he said, I protect the franchise. I protect everyone, including Dwayne. I protected Dwayne more than he'll ever know, and it doesn't matter. He doesn't have to know, but he appreciates it. He knows it. Dwayne has only got one Vin in his life. Dwayne Johnson only has one big brother in this film world, and that's me. And Johnson said, I got one big brother, and it's my half brother, and that's it.
That's my actual
brother.
actual brother. You
Fuck
dumb
you.
shit.
So he came out and said, that's wrong. No.
Yeah.
Incorrect.
Yeah. So,
It's so funny to be like, no, we're really close. I think we've got a brother relationship, and the other guy's like, nah.
Oh,
No.
we do not have that.
Either
You have
Vin
misread.
Diesel, is it fully misread it, or he was just trying to like PR it
Yeah.
away?
he was trying to PR it away, and he's been like very sneaky. Like he did it recently. He was like, "Oh, all the fans want you to join, brother. Come on, you got to come back for Fast 10. Everyone wants you. What do you say?" And The Rock was like, "I've publicly distanced myself from this. This kind of is hard. Like,
Yeah, you
you're
can't
making
do
me look
that.
like you're trying to manipulate me. Stop it."
Oh,
Yeah,
didn't he
right.
say like, my kids call you Uncle Dwayne or something?
Uncle Dwayne, you're always Uncle Dwayne in my house. Not a holiday goes by that you don't send,
And he was
card
like,
or
don't
whatever.
bring your kids into this, man. This is weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like,
Right.
fuck off. You're being a child.
But were they only in... Sorry, that was F7, and they weren't really in the movie together. Was it only Furious 6 that they were basically...
Furious 5 is when he comes in.
Yeah, okay. So
Fast 5.
So they did
Yeah.
2 movies properly together.
They did 2 movies properly together. This one they just
And-
fought. But there's also a famous
Not
like
that much.
it's they're rumored to have always wanted to have equal amount of hits, and you
Yeah,
can kind of tell
that's
when you
right.
watch it. It has to look like they're equal. in
Neither
the
of them want to
fight
lose to
scenes.
each other.
Yeah,
Oh, equal amount of hits as in they punch each other
Yeah,
the same amount of times.
times.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
The final hit is always them, like, fist to fist.
Yeah.
Falling over.
but then
Never go
people
fist to fist.
people in the crew and the other actors kind of talk about. Well, they seem to. If they side with anyone, they'd side with Vin. But they seem to say that everyone's great and everything's perfect and everyone's good to work with. So there's no clear asshole here. It's not really clear.
So no one's backing up The Rock saying
Vin sucks.
Vin Diesel
no,
does treat him poorly.
no one's saying that.
Yeah, very confusing. Yeah, I wonder what the...
I think Tyrese Gibson maybe or Ludacris, one of the other main guys, was didn't like The Rock as well. Was
Oh,
on
okay.
Vin's side.
Feels
Yeah,
a bit
right.
like, for everyone except The Rock, it's the biggest cash cow in their life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But The Rock's like,
Take it
I
or
I
leave
got
it.
Jumanji.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm making tens of millions.
You guys seen Moana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until today, I was thinking Hobbs versus Shaw. Is Hobbs versus Shaw is in this?
Oh, babe, I've still got it.
Because in my head, Hobbs versus Shaw was Vin Diesel versus The Rock, but Shaw is...
Deckard
Deckard.
Shaw. Yeah.
That's Jason.
So that's what they
Jason
did with him.
Statham.
They just spun him off.
Right.
spun
He's
him off,
like,
spin, spin.
I'll still be in this world, but just as long as Vin Diesel's not in it.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah, right.
So they decided they were going to do any scenes together in The Fate of the Furious. I will just tell you, in The Fate of the Furious, we see Cypher, who is played by Charlize Theron.
Okay.
She has dreads, and she is white. The Rock is very seriously coaching his daughter's soccer team. That's important. They are doing more things with a big magnet. Finds out Dom turns against the family.
Dom's obsessed with the family.
He's obsessed with the family. What could make Dom turn on his family?
Magnet. He's got metal in his brain.
It's not a magnet.
to protect the family.
It's to protect the family.
Is it a
Yeah.
car?
So
Oh, okay,
Cypher,
you've already
Charlize
answered
Theron, shows him a picture and makes him come to the dark side and work against his family. So they're working for the cops again now against Cypher, who's a terrorist, who turns out to be in charge of of Braga and all these other people.
Oh, they did that in James Bond too. I hated that.
Oh, I loved it. and she's powerful. She's Charlize. She's got great hair and
Yeah, great appropriate hair.
yeah,
Was she famous when she came into this?
very famous,
Okay.
very famous to the point
Charlize Theron.
where she's not doing much. She's mostly sitting and hacking, and like it could be shot during COVID. She's never in it.
What year did this movie come out?
This is like very recent.
Yeah.
Fate of the
Yeah, I was
Furious.
wondering if
Was
she
Charlize
was
Theron around then?
Charlize, she sort of like came on the map, what,
when did she-
2020,
when did she do
2021?
Monster? Is that around?
Before that. Before.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. But we also meet Helen Mirren.
Ooh.
Was she
who
famous
is-
yet?
She's no, this made her. So this is Deckard and Owen's mum.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, my
sick.
God.
Holy
She's like doing like a Michael Caine impression kind of thing. Like she's like, up in Edinburgh, I used to do, and she like drives a car, and she's very she's a
She
crim.
fit right in this movie.
Yeah, she would. She loves it. She begged to be in it. She was like, let me in it. And they
I
were
love
like,
driving
"Hey,
cars.
of course you can be in it. And yes, that's why she said I love driving cars in movies, and she's got a really cool like scene, not in this one, but later
have you seen
on.
Red?
Yeah, she's
Helen
fucking
Mirren
great
with
in that.
machine guns, and it's real fun.
Yeah.
You're like, yes.
She's really good. Anyway, the secret blackmail. Do you want to know what it was? What
Yeah.
made him?
Yeah.
So apparently, Cypher is holding Elena. Remember
Yeah.
Elena?
Oh, I remember Elena.
And Elena's baby. So Dom had a son that he didn't know about.
Oh, that makes it so much more awkward.
The family. It does make it awkward for Letty, but Letty's like, nah, I'll take you on. Don't worry about it. Elena gets killed by Cypher, so you don't have to worry about that again.
She gets killed.
Yeah, she gets murdered because Dom doesn't kill Letty when he has the chance. And so Cypher's like, you've annoyed me. And she's like on a plane. And I should have just read the report, but she kills Cypher. She kills Elena to punish Dom and is like, the baby's next. So she's using them to control him. But then Deckard
He doesn't
Shaw.
sound like a nice person at all.
No.
Deckard Shaw's joined the family. Toot toot.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
He
Probably
didn't
in
seem
charge.
like he
He
would.
wants a pardon. No, he's on the family. Helen Mirren's in the family. And he's
He
like,
gets the whole English families now.
yeah. So it's now it's
Involved.
double families,
Wow.
and he is there, and he saves the baby. So he becomes a good guy during this film.
Okay.
They have to work together during this film.
I reckon they're genuinely thinking this. They're now going, this new baby will be the face of this franchise in 22 years. I bet you they're actually thinking that.
Big
I think
time. There's going to be
Yeah,
a
I think you're right.
resurgence,
Yeah.
and like our kids will talk about how it's a remake of an old movie, and we'll go, "How dare you?" say that?"
Back before they made them holographic.
Yeah,
Because Paul Walker had 2 kids too, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's right.
there's
Yeah,
3 already in
Brian.
the future.
Yeah. Well, there is I think it's called Spy Racers, a Netflix series for kids called Fast Furious Spy Racers,
Oh.
which could actually be about them. I haven't
Far
checked.
out.
Oh my god.
Spy Racers.
Anyway, it ends with a barbecue and Coronas. No Coronas in this one.
This is the Budweiser one.
Yes, this is a Budweiser one. Charlize Theron is not killed.
Okay.
She is still around. 348 cars have been destroyed.
Hell yeah.
Ramsey is also part of the family now, which is important to say. And I think that's probably, that's it. And then
What happens to the kid?
See, I was trying to make this quick. The kid's fine. Deckard Shaw saves the kid on the plane,
Yep.
kills everyone on the plane with the baby in like a baby, you know those strap-on baby things?
With
Like
the baby.
baby carrier?
Yeah, he's got a baby carrier and he's like,
That-
poo poo.
okay,
It's
Jason
very
Statham
cool.
already so hot.
This is-
Strap a baby to him.
It's incredible.
Holy shit!
I reckon, is this how they got the idea for the pacifier?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
Jason Statham, they thought actually let's make it Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Strap a baby to him.
There's a bit where they go to Russia and everything's frozen and there's a submarine that they have to fight and the Rock punches a
Is that
torpedo
how they came
into
up
a
with
car.
frozen? Punches a what?
Punches a torpedo into a car. What part of punches
Punches
I don't
a
understand why
torpedo
you're asking. Into a car?
Into a car.
Yeah. The torpedo's coming. And he's
Yes.
like, not
Not
today,
on my watch."
Jose. Punch.
Incredible.
On the ice. They're in a moving vehicle in the ice.
So good.
It's really good.
Love that.
Yeah. It's very, very good.
So we've only got one to go.
Well, you've got Hobbs and Shaw and F9.
Oh, so Hobbs and Shaw isn't counted in the 9. Or
Nah.
that's
There,
8.
okay, so there's 9 films, but there's about 25 films.
Really?
Well, there's just a lot. There's many.
Yeah.
And that
including the short films.
and that one is, do they call
Hobbs
that
and Shaw.
the Fate of the Furious F8?
F8, yes. Yep, Fate of the Furious.
Good stuff. That's good stuff.
And that's a fucking beautiful, beautiful movie. Beautiful. Everyone loves it. I'm just checking if the Rock Punch is the thing. That's important. That's the most important. Rock Punch is a torpedo.
That's
That is
fucking
sick.
good.
Hobbs and Shaw is directed by David Leitch, who also did Deadpool and written again by Chris Morgan. Chris Morgan.
Chris Morgan to you.
And Drew Pearce.
Chris Morgan.
It's 2019. It's actually about 2019, and it's about a super virus
Oh, wow.
that is engineered in a lab. And we meet a third Shaw, a girl Shaw called Hattie,
Hattie Shaw.
played by Vanessa Kirby. And she,
Hello, I'm Hattie Shaw.
she's got a team of MI6 agents. So she's like a cop. She's like good. She's a good Shaw. She's like, my stupid brothers, I'm on the right side of the law.
Yeah.
And my stupid mother.
And my stupid mother was always in prison. But then she, so the bad guy in this one is Brixton Law, who is Idris Elba, who's like a superhuman. He's like sort of militarized, kind of Terminator-y superhuman guy.
Oh, cool.
There's a bit in it where he says, I'm Black Superman. And it's fucking amazing. He goes, look at me, I'm like Superman. And then there's like interviews where Dwayne The Rock Johnson's like, yeah, that was my idea. And I was like, no, I just sort of said it on the set. And then the producer's like, yeah, we just kind of went with it. Like, we'll just, like, everyone takes credit for it, but like, it's not in the script. So it was probably his idea.
Yeah.
Because he
And The Rock-
came out of his mouth.
That's so funny that the
Yeah, he's
Rock's
like, you
claimed
keep
it.
taking credit for it. I said it. Anyway, it's fun. So he's like, he can do superhuman feats, and the virus is called the snowflake. Hattie.
Initially, they were thinking about calling it cuck.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, it was in a workshop.
Soy boy.
Have you,
Soy boy.
have you been
I've
cucked?
caught cuck. Been cucked.
So, guys, got to get a 7 days ice. So I've been cucked.
That's very funny. So Hobbs and Shaw are recruited to track down this virus because so Hattie's working on the virus, trying to get the virus with their MI6 agents, and then Brixton, the bad man, Idris Elba, injects her with the virus. So they give her the virus, and they're like, it's going to be active in like 2 days, and you'll be contagious, and you'll die. And it's like a very bad virus. And it's more your deltas, you know, than your Omicrons. And Matt, so Delta was that's the house that in Legally Blonde that Elle Woods was in.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So she gets framed for stealing the virus. It's a whole thing. She gets framed, and then they're coming after her, and then they find her, and they realize, you know, who she is. And then they go to Samoa, and they have a big hand-to-hand combat fight with people who have guns and big weapons and helicopters and stuff, because they're there, and Hobbs is going home to his family because they'll be safe there, and then they're gonna get attacked, and they're like, where are all the guns? Where are all Dad's guns? And they're like, we got rid of Dad's guns. And he's like, so all we have is these family heirlooms, like traditional Samoan weapons. And so there's just all these Samoan guys with all these Samoan weapons, and it looks very frightening, but also there are guns on the other side. And they're like, we fight at dawn. And so they're like it's midnight, like it's very dark. They start this battle, and then all of a sudden it's day, and then all of a sudden there's a storm. And everyone who's seen the film, like, there's so many forums online, people being like, what? What is this
What
time
happened?
jump?
Yeah.
But anyway, it's very fun, great fights. Yeah.
Wow.
And now, Hobbs and Shaw are like fun sort of buddies, but they hate each other, but they're fun sort of buddies in the end. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one sounds fun.
Yeah,
But
well, I was
that
trying to
one-
be quick.
That dropped off a bit, didn't it, in like box office and stuff?
I don't think so. No,
No, it was still big.
I think it was still big.
Yeah, right.
But and then we arrive at F9, which is huge. I think it wasn't as big as F7.
Yeah.
Because that one was.
But it's sort of like F7's more like the Avengers, whereas Hobbs
Yeah,
and
this
Shaw
is-
is more like Ant-Man and the Wasp.
absolutely.
Fucking
Just to put it into
hell.
terms
Great
that
job.
Jess would understand.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
going to say thank you.
Yeah. Okay. F9. Now, there are great fucking stunts in this, so I'm going to go through this, and you're going to listen.
Yeah.
You can't leave.
We've done that the whole time. We've done that for 2 hours, 50 minutes.
Oh, no. Oh, God. Hey, listen, if you're at home, thanks.
It's still quicker than watching 9 movies, though.
It is quicker.
Yeah,
it's
big
much
time.
quicker. Okay, F9, directed again by Justin Lin with a screenplay by Daniel Casey.
What?
And Lin. Yeah. 2021, this
Daniel
came
Casey?
out. Yeah, I know.
No, it's not fucking Good
Oh,
Morgan.
it's not.
Not Good Morgan.
Sorry.
That's who it's
Not Good Morgan.
I thought you recognised that name, and I was like, wow.
Yeah. The Daniel Casey.
2 years after the confrontation with the Charlize Theron and her dreadlocks,
Yes.
Dom is retired. He's just hanging out with his son, Brian. Oh, yeah, he calls his son Brian.
Oh.
Which is announced at the end of that movie. So his son Brian and
Wait,
Letty.
but Elena had already had the baby.
Yeah.
And had she been raising the baby
she
for a
gave
while?
So she tells him she gave him a middle name, but she was waiting for Dom to give him a first name, but she made no attempt to find Dom. It's weird.
That's okay.
It's weird.
Yep. Whatever.
Anyway, so they call him Brian, and Letty's like adopted him. This is the mum of the kid,
Yeah.
right?
Oh my God.
And then suddenly cars come and they're like, "Oh, little Brian, remember what we said? Remember the game?" And so he like hides, and they're all like, they get the guns, they get a big shotgun because they're out on a farm. And then Roman and Tej get out of the car, and Ramsey with their hands up, and they're like, "Hey!" And it's a bit of a fun fake out. And they're like, "You should have called." And he's like, "Oh, you wouldn't answer." And then they are like, "Hey, we got to go help Mr. Nobody," because once Mr. Nobody arrested Charlize Theron and her dreads, the plane that they were transporting her on was attacked by rogue agents who took Charlize Theron and her dreads. And also on board there was half of a deadly device called Project Ares that can magnetically affect all of the world's electrical systems. So it's a big magnet. And I don't understand how that helps, but that's not why we watch the movies, is it? It's not for the plot?
No.
Dom agrees to help them.
Although it's not, we don't watch the movies for the plot because we got them all on this podcast.
Dom agrees to help them after seeing a photo of a necklace just like his in the pictures from Mr. Nobody's crash. He's like, one last job again.
So he sees a necklace like his.
Yeah, it's exactly the same as his in the photos from Mr. Nobody's crash site. We don't know what it is yet.
It's just like it's very basic.
It's pretty
crucifix.
specific. It's
he's
really
wearing
big.
his own?
He's got his, and he's like, "What's this?" But he knows what it is, but we don't know.
Okay.
So, so they go. Letty gives her little cross to little Brian, just in case something happens to her, and they're like, "Yep, let's go." They're going to Monte Quinto.
So they leave the kid to look after himself for a bit.
No, let me tell you
They got
what.
so fast.
Brian is babysitting. So this becomes a thing after F7. They're always like, Brian's at home with the kids.
Ah.
So he's gone to Uncle
Because
Brian.
he's not dead.
But you never see him.
You never see him.
Or do
You
you-
see his
Oh,
car
that's-
pull up
Or he like speaks over a fence or something. Sees.
and says
Sorry.
lines that he's, "Can I have a
Brother's
tuna
got very
sandwich?"
similar forehead to him, so
Uh,
that's and do people like that when he's mentioned? It's like he's living on.
it was nice at first, and then now it's like,
It's become a
stop.
joke.
So you have to
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
this.
It feels like if you keep doing it,
Just stop talking
it's
about
like
him.
a joke. Like, haha, he's still here.
Yeah, don't worry about him.
They
He's back
genuinely-
home.
They used to make fun of that on Neighbours because Kylie Minogue was so big, and they'd have like whoever her mum or whatever would be on the phone going, "Sorry, I'm just talking to Charlene." It's like she's gone.
Yeah.
Let her go. Let go, Charlene. They were
Oh,
gonna,
Charlene, they're still living on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
They just bought a 4-park super pass. So I was like, they're up to it this weekend. Anyway, Charlene, love, I've got visitors. I've got to go.
Gotta go, love. In Monte Quinto, they are in a militarized zone. They're not supposed to be there, but they're looking for the plane crash because they've got to find this device or the half of the device and see if they can help Mr. Nobody. May I just say that you three look like the most tired people I've ever seen in my life. Roman is driving a tank rather than like a Jeep. So he's just like got a tank because he's scared, I think, is the joke. They find the plane, they get the device, and then gunfire rains down on them. And there's this incredible jungle chase where Roman's tank gets wedged between two cliffs, and then it's above a landmine after they've driven through all these landmines. And he still doesn't die. And then he gives us a bit of a speech later on being like, we've done all this crazy shit. We never die. Like, why do we never die? And they're like, I don't know. And he's like, what's going on? And you think, oh, we're setting it up for him to die. But he does not die.
They're setting it up for like a fourth wall break.
Yeah.
It is almost that. Because he's like, this is crazy, right? We did this and this and this and this. We did all these Coronas. Anyway, it's there's a jungle chase and... they see a guy who comes and steals the device, and Letty turns to Dom and says, that was Jacob, right? And he goes, yeah, that was Jacob. And we're like, what? Who is Jacob?
Okay, thank God.
Okay.
And then there's a flashback.
Yeah.
1989, Jack Toretto, father of Dom and Mia and Jacob,
Yeah.
dies in a fiery crash. There's like he's doing racing, like Formula One racing, and he dies in a fiery crash because
This
somebody
sounds like
tampered.
a horror movie trope.
Yeah. Well, it is kind of like that. Somebody tampered with the car.
He was wearing a hockey mask.
Yeah. Somebody tampered with the car, and then the guy who beat the dad was like an asshole about it, and the first time Dom goes to jail, it's because he beats the shit out of this guy for being an asshole about their dead dad. And then while he's in prison, he's talking to some guys about like tampering with the car and like why the car exploded. And they're like, oh yeah, there's this common thing that happens when people try to throw the race, and then sometimes the car explodes. And then he's like, has a flashback, and he's like, oh, I remember Jacob working on the car that day, and he realizes his brother killed his dad. And he gets out of prison, and he challenges Jacob to a race, and he's like, this is your last chance. And it's like, you're just going to keep driving. Like, he's like, we're going to have a race, and you're just going to keep driving. And if I ever see you again, that's it. You're not my family anymore. And so he just keeps driving. Then we come back to the current time, and there's meant to be a bridge where Dom and Letty are, but instead of being a bridge there's just like a metal wire. And so they sort of Georged the jungle across to like a big crevice. So there's like two cliff faces, a terrifying death drop. And somehow the car has hands and can hold on to like a metal. They just drive really fast. So they grab this like metal thing and they swing like on a vine.
They are parents.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah, it's
Did one of them have sex with a car, and then that car with hands is the baby car?
yeah, I think so.
Holy shit! It sounds like they're trying to edge in on The Rock's territory as well. He does the jungle movies.
Yeah, he does. It is very jungle.
Jumanji, Jungle Cruise. Like, isn't he famously a guy who does a lot of jungle films?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Anyway, so they're just chasing down Jacob for this whole film. And then Jacob's working with this guy who gets them arrested. But then the person who arrests them is in riot gear. And then they take off their riot gear. And it's Cardi B, Lisa, from who we never met before, but was mentioned one time in the Dominican Republic 6 movies ago.
Wow.
And she's like, yeah, this is my private army. I've got my private army now.
It's a beautiful web they've weaved.
Yeah, it is beautiful. And they're all hot. They're all really hot girls. Then they go to Edinburgh and they like drive through all the streets of Edinburgh.
They do love to get around the globe
Up in
as well.
Edinburgh. And it's great. And they're having a fantastic time. I am going as fast as I can.
If they ever do an Australian one, which eventually happens, normally once the popularity's dropped off, you should be able to get a role in it, I think.
I would love to. I've done enough work on this report to have
You know everything. Is there any name that's been
I'd love to be in the writer's
point?
room for it. I'd love if they were taking like ghost writers, or if they were doing notes or punch-ups, I'd be like, all right.
Get me in there.
Chris Morgan's a one-horse race. That's not what that means. Maybe I am getting tired.
Anyway, it ends fine.
What about? So do we see who plays Jacob? Like, do we know who the brother actor is?
So it's John Cena plays Jacob.
I was wondering where he came in because I've seen him on the posters, and I was like, who? So he plays the evil brother.
The evil brother, who then of course is redeemed and enters the family again
in F9.
Yeah, in F9 at the end of F9.
So F10, he'll be there.
Yeah, F10,
They're just
he'll be there.
collecting celebrities as they go.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's their whole vibe.
Does that mean that there's just like each person's in the movie for about 8 seconds because they've got to show so many people per movie?
Kind of, but because there's like a million cars, you can cut between all the cars, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
They all get their own
car.
car.
But Vin's still the lead.
Vin's still the lead. Yeah, it's his thing. And then also something that's very important is that Tej and Roman, they need to disable a satellite so that Project Ares can't ruin anything. And
so they punch a satellite.
No, listen to me. Listen to me right now, Jess Perkins.
Oh no.
Ramsey's trying to hack it. She can't hack it, and so as a plan B,
Cardi B
in a rocket car built by Sean and the guys from Tokyo Drift, like Han's mates from Tokyo Drift. They come back. Home Improvement. They come back. They're building a rocket car that's kind of makeshift. They've never used it before. They launch Roman and Tej into space, and they drive their car, toot toot,
into space.
They've got like shitty old spacesuits that they're like duct taping up, and they drive their car into a satellite to break it, and then they're rescued by astronauts on the International Space Station.
Oh my gosh. Let me just say that plot line is ludicrous. Thank
Why
you.
are they always the ones put in charge of these issues?
Well, because
Well,
Tej
that-
is like the vehicle guy.
Oh no, I understand their skill sets, but there are like governments and actual people who work on space.
because they're just the best ones.
Yeah.
at what?
They're the
Someone
best
at
ones at being
NASA.
crime and fighting crime.
Someone at NASA would have been like, we need to put together a team. And they would have been like, I know exactly who to ask.
Tej.
Right.
It always
Roman
happens. It's
Tej.
always like an FBI agent being
Yeah.
like, well, how are we going to find a team capable of this? And then it's like,
That's so fun.
yeah, Latin rock plays and they're all hanging out on the beach drinking Coronas. And they're like, you
can't-
want me to what?
I can't handle it.
It's really good. They go to space.
That's
So where
the
are they
most
going to go in
ridiculous
Fast
one
10?
so far.
Yeah, they get more ridiculous every time. They went to fucking space. Like, what are they going to do now?
That's the final
Underwater.
frontier.
It's got to be
Oh.
underwater.
Jason Momoa.
No.
He's been underwater before.
Yes.
I reckon they're going to go
Inside a volcano.
into the core of the earth.
Yeah, I was
Down
thinking
into
the
the
same.
fortress.
Well, Dwayne Johnson's been
of
there
the moles.
before.
Oh, yeah. it's
Yeah.
the Journey,
Journey to the center of the earth.
Journey there, yeah.
So's the phrase.
Yeah, the phrase has been there.
Anyway, that's what. Now you're all caught up and ready to watch Fast 10.
Oh my
your
Do,
God.
seatbelts.
do we have a release date for number 10? Like, is it-
No.
When
it's-
it comes out, can you or like let's all go? Let's get a big group together and
Would it be
let's
okay if we
go.
come along?
yeah.
Because
Why don't
I
we
want
not?
to. I want to watch you watch it.
You have
Yeah.
to understand that I'll be going at midnight.
Will we-
Oh, no, it's 2023.
Will we
Okay.
be wearing our
Mate.
costumes?
Yeah, I'm going as the space car.
I'm going to dress up as Nicolas Cage's Shelby, which I think I realised now is from a different film.
You've realised just now?
Yeah, I did think it was. I thought I was wondering when you were going to get to it, but I think
I didn't
that
get
might
to
be a
it, did
different
I?
Franchise.
Yeah, no, I didn't get to it. I'm sure there's like a really big other stunt that I missed, but I think the Jumanji car and the space are probably the most important parts of F9. So sorry, everybody.
Thanks so much for letting us know about all of that. This has been a different kind of Do Go On, which I've enjoyed.
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun here, and I actually am very excited to watch all the movies now.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm glad you're
same.
excited. Because I thought about doing guide dogs, and then I didn't do that. I did just the Fast and the Furious movies. So they're similar.
Yeah, that's right.
Guide dogs is in just how
How they
dogs-
work. I'm a
yeah.
guide dogs ambassador. By all accounts, I should have done
But you-
guide dogs.
Surely you're also a Fast and the Furious ambassador at this
I
point.
am. Yeah, I
Yeah.
am.
You're spreading the good word. I'm pumped. 2023 cannot come fast enough now for me.
I agree.
It's
Or
not until
furious
next
enough.
year.
Yeah, so what does that give me? About a year-ish to watch them all.
I want you to watch them this week.
Okay. I think that's fair.
That is reasonable, I think. Yeah, 9
Yeah.
movies.
I
I did
did
watch
a
the
lot of
Harry
work.
Potters in about a week,
Yeah,
so I could do the Fast and
that's
Furious.
normal.
Are they long movies?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course they're long
yeah,
movies.
sorry,
Jess.
stupid question.
There are so much that I did not tell you about
Look,
these movies.
It's good to have
Um,
things to look forward to as well. A few surprises there.
Yeah, and look, you've got to go. And if anybody's still listening, tell them one more time about where they can find information about your comedy festival show.
It's not this long, but you can find it at comedyfestival.com or just look up Michelle Brasier on Instagram and I'll be shouting about it. Or look up Michelle Brasier tickets and then whatever city you're in and then press enter.
Yeah, and go from there.
Thank you so much for that wisdom,
Thank you
that fury,
for
and
your patience.
that pace. We appreciate it.
Loved it. Thanks so much for coming on.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
And now it is time for everyone's favourite section of the show, where we thank some of our fantastic supporters. You can support us if you want to, dear listener, via patreon.com/dogoonpod or dogoonpod.com. And there's all sorts of different things you can get, bonus episodes. You can vote on topics. You can get inside of the nicest corner of the internet, which is our Facebook group. All sorts of other things. One of them is giving us a fact, a quote, or a question, and that happens in this section, which is called Fact, Quote, or Question, which I think has a jingle that goes something like this.
Fact, quote, or question.
He always remembers the ding. And the way this works is you give us a fact, a quote, or question, you send it through. When you're on the Sydney Scheinberg Deluxe level of one of those websites I mentioned before, you give us a fact, quote, or question. I'll read it out. I'm reading it out for the first time on the show. You also get to give yourself a title. First up, we've got Katie Clays, whose title is Mother of the Sass Queen. What is that? I don't know what that means. Does that mean your mum? Are you the Sass Queen?
Mum?
You're a Sass twin.
Yeah.
Maybe the
So
Sass queen
then-
is our mum.
Alma, I was going to say, because
So-
we would be a sass prince and a sass princess.
So maybe Katie is our grandma.
Oh my God, the Queen Mother.
And Katie's given us a fact, which is David Uniapon was Nagayan Jerry man, traditional Aboriginal Australian of the Lower Murray River. Uniapon spent 5 years trying to create a perpetual motion machine. In the course of his work, he developed a number of devices. I think didn't we talk about David in a recent episode? Because he's on the $100 note.
The
$50 note.
I've never seen a 100. I have no idea what colour it is. I don't know.
Katie continues, devices as varied as an anti-gravitational device, a multi-radial wheel, and a sheep-shearing handpiece.
Huh.
He was also known as the Australian Leonardo da Vinci
Da Vinci.
for his mechanical ideas, which included pre-World War I drawings for a helicopter design based on the principle of the boomerang, and his research into the polarization of light, and also spent much of his life attempting to achieve perpetual motion. And he's on our $50 note.
Wow.
There you go. Oh man, I'm having wild deja vu here.
I hate that. But you feel like we've cut. I don't think I knew much about.
Okay, great. I've
About
possibly
David.
just read that because I'm like, I haven't read this out before.
Yeah,
have I?
no, I don't think you have.
Okay, great. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much for that, Katie. Yes, so cool. He just, I mean, that's why he's on the $50 note.
Yeah.
Um,
We don't just let anyone on the $50 note.
no. Who's on the back of the 50, Dave?
Oh, Edith Cowan,
Tell us a bit about her.
first female MP elected to Parliament.
There you go.
How do things stay in your brain?
It's amazing.
Well, because we have talked about her recently.
That doesn't matter.
Did we talk about the $50 note recently?
First Australian woman to serve as a member of Parliament. I think at the time, because last time I thought that she was the first premier, maybe, and then we looked into it.
Yeah. But still, I don't. Yeah. Anyway, it's a compliment, Dave. I'm impressed.
The next one comes from Ben Johnson, and Ben has given himself the title of Toaster from Towchester, if I'm saying that right. Or maybe it's Toaster from Toaster? Could be. TOWCSTER. Anyway, Ben has got a quote. Toaster from Toaster's fun, but Toaster from Towchester's also fun. I'm torn.
It's all good.
Ben has a quote, which is, I was in Glasgow last week and I ordered a latte with oat milk. The barista looked at me funny and said, I'm sorry, pal, but I can't make a latte without milk. Great quote.
Great
And
quote.
that means a lot to me, I think. And I think that'll mean a lot to a lot of the listeners out there.
With oat milk.
With milk. I should have committed stronger to the Scottish
No,
accent.
I think you did just the right amount, actually.
Okay, fantastic. The next one comes from Drew Forsberg, and Drew's got a brag. And Drew first has given himself the title of Munya Jice Resident of Waple Firrup Patorage. I think he's just switched up a lot of first letters there. I think it's Junior Vice President of Maple Syrup Storage, but he's just
Okay.
but he's written it Munya Jice Resident of Waple Firrup Patorage.
That's good.
Drew, what are you like?
He's trying to catch you.
And Drew has a brag, which is, I dressed myself today, and it only took until tomorrow. I feel like I'm losing my mind. What's going on?
We've just done a 3-hour episode, and now people are sending you confusing questions and quotes.
What does that mean?
What does it mean?
I just feel like I'm losing it. What's happening? So,
Dave, Dave's Googling it.
It's got to be something.
Yeah, I'm sure I've heard that before. But, like, the fact that it hasn't auto-filled yet is concerning.
Nothing's come up.
What's coming up?
All right, well, the last... He's just saying it
Took
took
ages.
him a long time to dress himself, but geez, it made my brain collapse in on itself. And the final quote or question this week comes from Julian Barnes, aka Little Listener with the Little Facts. Ah, that's right. He's done some little facts from the orange juice.
Oh, love them.
before, but isn't it funny we're talking about Lil a
Yeah,
lot today?
that worked out beautifully.
The Lil Listener. Julian has got, of course, a fact. Writing, once again, it's time to grab a juice, brackets, orange, close brackets, from the line and read a fact. Today's is number 237. Approximately 1/3 of the population can't snap their fingers.
1/3?
There's 3 of us.
Oh, my God.
Let's go down the line,
Well,
Jess.
That's what
Oh, I'm a great clicker. Thanks
Julian's
very much.
asked. Can everyone on the pod do it? Keep up the good work. Stoked for the Do Go On live quizzes this year. Ah, thanks, mate.
You rule, Julian.
I'm a really good clicker,
Well, you.
actually.
Oh, that's a nice click.
They're sharp, crisp. It's not bad.
Well, let me
Mine's
just
a bit
say.
muddier.
Yes. Other hand?
This is my
Fine.
good hand too.
Yeah.
The other hand's not very good.
That's me.
You're
Okay.
a left clicker.
My left click is quite good.
It is. It snaps.
Mine, I've got this thumb issue that I've had for a little while,
Oh,
and
that's convenient, isn't it, when we're talking about snapping your fingers?
well, it felt like it was getting better until just now when I did that clicking, and it's the pain has just come
Oh
back.
my God, Julian, what have you done?
You dogged me. Do you work for my physio?
I haven't had Matt come in for a while.
We must break him.
All right. Well, that brings us to our other favourite part of the show where we go through and thank a few of our other great supporters. Bob, you normally come up with a little game based on the topic.
Earlier, I was thinking of like what their go-to car was,
Oh,
or
yeah.
mode of transport, maybe.
That's great.
Doesn't
love
have
it.
to be a car, I suppose.
And it doesn't have to be able to punch a torpedo
Yeah.
or an asteroid or
But
whatever.
if it can, great.
Bonus. All right. Well, if I can kick us off,
Please.
I'd love to thank from Spring Branch in Texas in the United States, Raphael Gatrell.
Great name.
very
What
good.
about
Holy shit, that's a good name.
Ride On Mower?
Oh, yeah. I love a function or double function. You get
Yeah.
to where you got to go, but you can mow the grass along the way.
Exactly. And if you punch it, put a bit of NOS in there,
Yeah.
you
I
probably
really-
travel at an average car speed.
I really think that would make mowing the lawn fun.
Yeah.
You know, being on a ride-on mower.
I often think friends are the grass you've mown along the way. No, I don't know. I don't know what that was.
No. That was something. And that something was excellent.
It was Mr. Nothing.
That was almost. I mowed the grass today, and it took until tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Raphael. I'd also love to thank from Palanga in LT. Is that Lithuania?
It is. I looked at it before because I couldn't believe this. Lithuania. How cool
Awesome.
is that?
And I'd love to thank Mint Paint Art.
Okay.
Mint Paint Art from Palanga.
Possibly, definitely one of our first, if not the first, Lithuanian supporter.
Is Lithuania where the second Dream Team was from?
You better believe
Yeah.
it.
Oh, that's so cool.
I'm thinking the Mr. Bean car.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Painted to look like a basketball.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think that is.
Go-to.
And then obviously its enemy is the dreaded 3-wheel car.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mint Paint Art. So cool to have you listening from Lithuania. And Raphael, that's not to say it's not cool to have you listening from Texas. Don't get me wrong. That still fucking blows my mind, to be honest. And finally, from a place I reckon maybe most of our listeners might be from, deep within the Fortress of the Moles, address unknown. It's Asia 451.
Asia 451.
Aisha, I think, drives a... that I don't know if you guys remember or ever read Richard Scarey, or I think it's Richard Scarey
yeah.
books as a kid. Well, Aisha 451 drives the Apple car that the worm drives.
Yes.
That's fun.
I love that Apple car.
They were my favourite books as a kid. There was one that went around the world. Every page was a different country or something.
That's cool.
I loved it so much.
That's nice. I love it when you let us in. Tell us things.
And at that time, I was 28.
Started reading the book, and it only took me until tomorrow. Dave, do you want to thank some people?
I would love to. This person's also from an unknown location. I can only assume deep within the fortress next to Aisha 451. And it's just one word. Tvenk.
Tvenk.
Tvenk. T-V-E-N-K. Tvenk or Tvenk.
Tvenk.
Thank you so much. I'm thinking Tvenk is rocking some rocket-powered roller skates.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Flying.
Yeah.
Taking on Vin Diesel on 2 legs.
The fastest man on 2 legs.
That's cool.
Tvenk.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I would also like to thank from Glasgow in Greatest of Britain's Amy Moretti.
Amy Moretti. What's a Scottish kind of?
Scottish car.
Like
the Iron Brew van.
An Iron Brew van.
Iron brew van. Iron brew delivery van.
Yes.
Sorry, that's so dumb.
Unlimited
But
Iron
exactly,
Brew.
it runs on Iron Brew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you
Oh!
push the NOS button, you actually get Iron brew pumping through the system.
That's right.
And into your hat, which is an Iron Brew hat, which so the car and you get equal amount of sips.
Would it be a bit more eco-friendly
Oh, yeah.
running a car on Iron Brew?
I don't know.
The vapors are much better for the environment. Actually reduces CO2.
Somehow.
Somehow.
It's an amazing orange liquid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks, Amy. I'd also like to thank from a pop car in Florida. It is Adam Nidacore.
Adam
Nidacore.
Nidacore. Florida man.
That's a good name.
Adam, love your name.
Driving
what do you think?
killed and skinned an alligator and
Put
converted
wheels on
it
it?
into a car. Stuffed it, put wheels on it.
Wow.
Now rides around like a skateboard.
How do you steer it?
You lean like a normal skateboard.
You lean into it.
Lean into it.
Okay.
Lean into the
well,
corners.
that's kind of fucked, Adam. I don't know why you did that.
He's a Florida man.
Yeah, I forgot. Florida man. Well, that's incredible. May I thank some people as well?
Please do.
I would love to thank from Minneapolis.
Oh, the Twin Cities.
Minnesota, Zoe.
Ooh, big shout out to Zoe, who just what's Zoe driving?
Zoe is driving a milk delivery bike.
Oh, bike.
So I think all of the characters we're creating here in the Fast and the Furious franchise are going to be dead real quick.
Definitely.
They're all rocking up at these streak drags going, uh-oh.
I love it.
We are. These people support us, and we are condemning them to death.
The milk delivery bike. I mean, how many liters could you possibly carry at once on a bike?
Fair few. You just got to. It's all about physics.
It's actually a cow that they've stuffed and put wheels on.
Matt, you got to stop killing animals and stuffing them. Chucking wheels on.
It's the most efficient way to make automobiles. No factory line required. Just a carcass and some wheels.
Carcass.
Carcass. That's where they get the name car from. From carcass. Let's go back to how they used to do it.
Thank you to Zoe. I'd also like to thank from an unknown location, but I think their name might give it away a little bit. I would love to thank Sean of South Horn.
Oh, I like that, Sean of South.
What about
A
Can you
sheep.
give him a car
they've-
that would actually go fast?
Oh, okay.
Okay, I was thinking
Start with sheep. Dave, you're going to make it go fast now.
it is a caravan pulled by a sheep.
Yes.
But of like the fastest sheep on land.
Oh my god. It's like massive, this sheep.
I'm going to Google sheep top speed.
When you
How
fed it
fast
NAS.
they
Or NOS.
No, up to 25 miles per hour.
That's pretty fast.
That's
That's very fast.
really quick.
Yeah, what's that in Ks? I know 100 miles is...
Speed animals.
100
He's
miles is 160 Ks, so it would be 40 Ks an hour, right? That's fast.
That's fast.
Yeah, it could...
That's faster than Usain Bolt, baby.
Top speed, it can just cruise through school
Is
zones.
that like down a hill?
Then I'm on live science or live science. We never know. Some ram each other at speeds up to 20 miles or 32 kilometers per hour, according to National Geographic.
Ah, there you go.
That's fast.
So
That's not your run-of-the-mill bloody farm sheep, is
No,
it?
I think that's like a...
That's like a purebred
That's a mega sheep.
race ram.
Oh, that's a race around. And if you get 50 then pulled together, your caravan will be
Yeah,
flying down
flying.
the track.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel will be like, oh no, put the NOS in.
Nah, too
Can't
late.
keep up. Sorry, mate.
Sean of the South Horn.
You just got goaded.
Thank you, Sean. And finally, I would love to thank from Austria.
Wow, this is cool.
Yeah, I don't know if we've had many people from Austria supporting us.
Great. And but whereabouts in Austria,
Yeah,
Jess?
what's the city?
Saint
I thought-
Vit and Golsen.
You've done very well there.
Probably not, but
I
thank
think there's
you.
an umlaut over the O there. You're really going to hit that O.
Golsen?
I think does it elongate? I don't know. But and the state, Jess?
That is Lower Austria.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
You pronounce that well.
I would love to thank Daniel Graham.
Daniel Graham. Wow. I've only spent a few days in Austria, but I
Probably at
loved
an
it.
Irish pub.
Beautiful.
Yeah, what sort of NFL game did you watch from there?
No, I went at the hostel we stayed in. They played The Sound of Music every day at the same time because it was filmed in that
Yeah,
city.
of course.
No, I think I went. Yeah, I went out. I think I went out for pasta for dinner, which is in the vague area of Italy. I got a little bit of local
Culture.
and cuisine.
Oh my god, that made me laugh so hard I got dizzy. You went out for pasta. Well, yeah, no, go to Jess, don't be because I wasn't in an Irish pub. Thank you very much. I went out for a good bowl of spaghetti.
I'd do it
That's
differently if
funny.
I went back.
Well,
I'm more mature
I don't know that
now.
you would. So thank you so much to those people who have supported us. Daniel, Sean, Zoe, Adam, Amy, Tvenk, Aisha451, Mint Paint Art, and Raphael. We appreciate you.
And the last thing we need to do is welcome a few people into the Triptych Club. If you're new to the show, you might not know, but supporters who have been with us for 3 straight years on the shout out level or above get brought into the Triptych Club. It's a lifelong pass. Once you're in for life, even if you want to leave. And
Sorry.
Not sorry.
and it's a great time. I'm standing on the door. I got the guest list. I'll read out the name. You're welcome into the club. This is theatre of the mind. Everyone else is already in. Is standing around clapping, slow clap, welcoming you in. Dave's on stage with the mic. He's emceeing the night, and he's going to welcome you and really hype you up with some sort of very, very weak wordplay. And then
What?
Jess will.
Fuck.
Jess will then.
What a
back
way
him
to
up
hype
'cause
him up right before he starts.
Jesus Christ.
Dave needs the hype up, and I can't do it in good faith. So Jess does it. Jess is also behind the bar.
I'm a better actor than Matt.
Yeah, much better. Classically trained. I'm self-taught. Jess also
Jess
comes
has
up
treaded
with
the boards and you've just tread the board. Your board. Anyway, that was nearly something. That's how good I am. Puns.
and Jess is behind the bar. Normally you come up with a cocktail. What's the cocktail? What's the Fast and Furious cocktail, Jess?
It's called a Vin Diesel. There's a special ingredient. I honestly wouldn't recommend this cocktail.
What's the special ingredient?
Heroin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
Well,
from that van.
You had to
yeah.
do something with all that
We
heroin.
got $60 million worth.
And for food, I will be putting on a barbecue. Elena will be helping me, even though she's not welcome and not paid.
There, my
What's
God.
she doing there?
Coronas all round.
Corona's all round.
And Dave, you normally book a band?
You're never going to believe it.
What do you got?
Ludacris is here.
No.
Really?
Yes.
Ludicrous.
Performing the songs of Ja Rule. By demand.
Living it up. What?
Yeah, and others.
All
And
of
other,
Jazz.
exactly.
All of Jazz classics. Awesome. All right. Well, we got 5 inductees in today, Dave. You ready to go? Ready to hype
Please.
them up? All right. I'd love to welcome into the club from Forney in Texas in the United States. It's KJ Fairbrother.
Put her there, brother.
Yeah, bro. Horny for Forney.
Mine was better.
I was going to say fair brother, my brother, but yours is better.
I love how Jess is here to big Dave up. And first one, mine was better.
No. I'm here for Dave.
From
Actually, you do them and I'll hype you
No,
up.
I
this week.
don't want to.
No, you've taken
I
it from me.
No,
I
Jess,
don't
you got to
want
do it
to.
now. You've
Oh.
taken the crown.
Who's coming
I
up?
really don't want to.
From Murrieta in California in the United States, it's Christian Easel.
Marietta, I'd barely even know her.
That's amazing. Hype yeah. All right. I couldn't have done it better myself.
Hype ya!
It's easy with easel.
He paints a beautiful picture on his Christian easel. Nah, yeah. I remind myself every few weeks that
You shut up.
there's a reason I'm lobbing him up.
Because you have a sense of shame. That's your problem.
And from Hull in Great Britain, it's Joe Haslam.
Yeah, let's Joe. It's time to party.
Let's Joe. It's incredible. It sounds like go.
It's a soft G. And from Melbourne in Victoria, Australia, it's Siraj Pierce.
I'm Melbourne again with my love for you,
Oh, Siraj, you legend. Yes, nailing it.
And finally, from London in Great Britain, it's James Edwards.
More like James. Have a good time.
All right.
I think,
Hell yeah.
What
I
would
think
you
we'll
have done?
go
What
back
would you
to
have
Dave
done?
next week
I
for sure.
I agree. What would you have done for James Edwards?
Put this night to bedwards.
Fuck. Okay,
Yeah.
That's why he's good. That's why we pay him.
Living at large with Siraj.
Shit. Yeah. Okay.
We're not going Edwards anymore. We're going forwards with you, James.
Shut up. No, you shut up.
Oh, I wish Matt was deadwards.
This has gone for so long.
All right, well, that's the end. Thank you so much and welcome into the club, Siraj, James, Joe, Christian, and KJ. Jess, anything we need to tell people before we finish up?
Matt was dead.
I don't mean that. I love the guy.
Oh god,
But
that's
it was
funny.
a fun
I think it
rhyme.
was fair. Look, I felt like that.
Things to tell you. You can check out our website, dogoonpod.com. If you want to get in touch, dogoonpod@gmail.com and dogoonpod on all of the social media. And you don't have to be a Patreon supporter or support us financially in any way to suggest a topic. Anybody can do that. And you can do that on the website or there's a link in the show notes.
Hell yeah. Well, so thanks for sticking with us with what is now officially our longest ever episode. We really appreciate it. And we'll be back next week with another episode, brand new topic. But until then, I'll say thank you so much and goodbye.
Later.
Bye.